Hello, hello, hello. How everybody's doing? Good evening, good evening. Say just waiting patiently to see. I say can invite them in the room when I see them. Hopefully they send me a request so they can join. Thank you for watching. Thank y'all for watching. Like I say, I'm supposed to have an exclusive interview today with Bayou Banga, but y'all probably know him as Big D off of All the Queen's Men. So yes. So I say, let me just see. Hopefully he's coming in. Let me see if I'll... See. Hello. See if I see him so I can invite him. Yeah, so maybe like I say, hopefully everybody come in, like I say, one by one. Hello, where y'all located from? Drop y'all city, drop y'all state. I'm calling in from Michigan. So the Mitten State, Muskegon all day, 231. Say definitely, like I say, it's chilly outside, it's fall season. Oh, we got Shot Town. Yes. Yeah, Boston. Is this at Shreve Point? Say yes. We got Charlotte, San Diego. Like, how the weather there, y'all? I say, how is the weather? I say, I'm waiting patiently. Say, live in Texas. Got New Jersey, LA. Like I say, got a little bit everybody from all over. So yeah, I'm waiting, seeing. Like I say, hopefully, like I say, send me a request, please, so you can join. I say, yeah, this song, like I say, Muskegon, Philly, 70s, Detroit in the building. Say Florida is hot. I think last time I went to Florida, it was like in Miami for my birthday in October. Still trying to figure out what I'm going to do for my birthday. But yeah, in the meantime, I ain't doing too much planning though, to be honest. You know, sometimes when I was, how you say, you plan for your birthday, it don't never goes as planned. Carolina, see some more Chicago. It's raining. I think it was raining a couple days here in Muskegon. So yes. Let me see if I can. See if I can tell him to. Yeah, everybody come in, and say people tapping in all over the world. I say I'm waiting. Hopefully, like I said, they almost coming in. They probably giving y'all some time to come in also. Hey. Oh, showing love from Detroit. Okay. I'm originally from Miami, but you located to Florida. Lee County. Oh, thank you. I just tried to get it done before I got on here. So actually, I just, like I said, just got it done. So yeah, I'm looking. Hopefully, like I say, he's come jump on. See if they get to probably get my other phone. Yeah. So what type of questions y'all want to ask? Because I know y'all here to try to see some stuff. What y'all want to know about them? Or what y'all like about them? Let's say that. Since y'all say y'all love Big D, like what do y'all like about Big D on the show? So he can definitely read the comments when he jump on to see what y'all like and what y'all don't like and why y'all say he's one of y'all favorites. When is the next season? Well, I know he probably ain't gonna be able to answer that. So yeah, so I know, a lot of stuff they gotta keep, the closure, so they can't say or speak on maybe when it's gonna premiere back. He says accent his swag. He said why they call him Big D. Oh, let's see if they really talk like that. Oh, he said he's so sexy, he fine. Yeah, he got some good hair. I agree. Well, let me see. Let me see what I'm going to have to do. He actually is. He perform in real life, too. So he actually be performing. Because I've been seeing him doing some shows. Yeah, I seen him. If you go follow him on his page, he been doing a couple shows lately. He said, "Why I couldn't be Babyface?" Because actually, they end up contacting me. So I actually, like I say, they reached out to me And like I said, they probably seen like the response he been getting, the love he been getting. So they wanted to come on here and I guess basically talk and let y'all get to know him more. Since they loved, I guess, the reaction that y'all gave when I shared his picture and been sharing like everything about him. So let me see. I might gotta try to see something. Yeah, I probably gotta get my, like I said, I probably just gotta see. So wait 1 second. So yeah, hopefully, like I say, I know people be in different time zones. So hopefully they ain't like, caught up doing something that they just, running behind. So yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I said I'm about to, like I said, I'm about to hit up their team and see where he at also. Are you kin to him? Oh no, I ain't kin to him. Let me see. Say Thomas. Yeah, I hope the cast is so I can book more of them. See, I think they just running behind a little bit, so. So yeah, so they say just hold on for a second, so they probably still getting ready. So how y'all Friday is? Any plans? Any plans? Say it's Friday. Hopefully you got the weekend off. Like what's popping off in your city? What events going on? So yes, yes, yes. I said I ain't for sure. Like I said, I probably gonna go to the bar or somewhere tomorrow because my friend's birthday. So it's Virgo seasons. But I'm Libra, so I can't wait till the Libras come in and take over because 10-10, like I say, drop your sign. In my down west, I love me some big D. Right. I feel you. I feel you. Capricorns, had Cancers, Libras in the building, Scorpios. So yeah, they getting ready for y'all. So he probably trying to make sure he got the best look. You already know how he do on the show. So you gotta make sure he on that big D vibe for the interview. Capricorn, Libras, Virgos, Aries, Pisces, Gemini, Aquarius. Oh, you is? And that's what I was about to do also. Start watching all the Queen's Men. Cause like when I went back and watched it, it's like some things I didn't remember. Or like you like didn't pay attention to. So it's like I might go back to season 1 just to do a recap on everything. Cause I'm like, I know I thought I watched it. But like you say, sometimes you don't really pay attention until you really watch it again. And then you notice stuff. Because I still don't know from watching it. Did Madam ever say anything about her mama? Like, did she ever mention her mama? So is her sister the one? Is that Aunt Mama? I mean, yeah, that's Aunt Mama. Because that's the only person that I see in the family that's on the show is the sister. So you said, where is he? He getting ready still. They contact me, said he about to come on. He's just getting his light and getting his stuff. So he'll be tapping in shortly. Oh, yeah, you know, that's you right. Because like you say, they want to make their appearance. Make sure everybody in. Give people enough time to be, you know, get ready. You said no, Madam is Aunt Mother. When did you see that part? You said Madam is Aunt Mother. But he be calling her auntie. I thought that was his. And she be like, that's my nephew. So what did you see when you said that that's his mama? You say you don't blame him. Yeah, that's why I was wondering too from watching the show. Like, Bill mama definitely said that, you know, she was like, you don't know who I am. When, you know, when Madam did decide to kill her. So I'm like, who was Bill mother? Like, who is she? Like, do you think that the mama people gonna come after Madam now? You say you have the wrong show. What you mean? We talking about all the Queen's Men. We talking about Madam. We talking about the nephew, Amp. Oh, I'm about to go back and look. Because she could be doing that role. Maybe she had Amp at a young age and how they say somebody else raised him. But maybe what you trying to say, she the real mama but acting like she the auntie. That's why she made sure he been straight all his life. You said Big D is not Madam's nephew. What? So Big D ain't Madam's nephew? I ain't say Big D, did I? I meant to say Amp. Because I was like, who is Aunt Mother? And I was like, Madam is Aunt Auntie. And somebody else, I thought they said Madam is not the auntie. She is the mother. You say they did us wrong. No, that's what I was saying. When a lot of people was saying why the season was short. The season was short because they on strike. So it's like since they on strike, they ain't really able to do a lot of production and the filming and stuff. So It's a lot going on in the industry right now at the moment. And I definitely just seen him come into the room, who all y'all probably been here to see and waiting for. So the wait is, you said the writers, but it's like a lot of people involved. That I'm doing around. Hopefully I'm doing around. Trying to add them. Oh, okay. So he's coming, he's coming. Keep the conversation going. That's what I say. I know Big D is the fan favorite. Also, like I said, his name he also go by Bayou Banga. So make sure you follow him on all social media. Say you in the bathroom. He's definitely out there doing his thing. So make sure you follow him on Facebook, Instagram, Bayou Banga, Timothy Roberts, because he's definitely making major moves. And like I say, he's very the talk of the social media. From all the comments and the shares. No, I think Christian Keys wrote it. If I'm mistaken, don't quote me, but I thought Christian Keys was over, like one of the writers of All the Queen's Men. I think they said it's based off a book, but if I'm wrong, please tell me I'm wrong. But yeah, I think Tyler Perry just probably like produced it and helped maybe direct it. Yes, he's a real dancer, but I'm gonna let I say let him tell you more instead of me giving up all the tea. Yes, that's one thing I can tell you. He definitely danced for real in real life. So let me see, let me see. You said it needs to come. Of course, yeah, you gotta book him. He's definitely gonna give you the show. If you definitely like him on All the Queen's Men, definitely book him for your next event. Let me see. Let's say try to add him. Say, oh yeah, ladies night. Yeah, that's the book. So yeah, you probably gotta read the book if y'all love books. The book is called Ladies Night, and they turned it into All the Queen's Men. I think it's Christian Keys. The owner of it, and you wrote it. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, he on Instagram is Bayou Banga _2.
It was good. You
Welcome.
can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Hey, what it do? What it do?
Nothing much. The
The
fans are
anticipation was
here.
real for you?
Everybody, huh?
I said the anticipation was real for you?
Yeah, I said you keep them waiting, make them guessing, and like you say, they like turn you on. Like, where's Big D? Where Big D at?
I'm right, sure. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
I thought it
So
was
my
how y'all
name
doing?
is. See, he's finally here, y'all. So now let's get it started. My name is Marquita. They call me Lady Smiles, and I just want to
Lady
thank
Smile.
you for personally letting me interview you because I'm honored. Like I said, I watched the show, and I'm a big fan. So I'm just so happy that you're giving me this privilege. So I just want to thank you before we started off.
Already, Lady Smile. I appreciate you having me as well. You know what I'm saying? Reaching out to the team and showing that you interested in, of course, Big D, Bayou Banga, and all the Queens men. You know what it is.
Thank you, thank you. So let's get it started. So we know you from all the Queens men, but let's go from the beginning. So like, where is you from, and like, where is you like how you grew up, like where you grew up at?
30 minutes from New Orleans. It's a country town called Desalmes, Louisiana. Bayou. A minute away from the Bayou. You hear me? Bayou of Desalmes. You hear me? Bayou of Desalmes is called the Caymans. You hear me? So, you know, that's where I'm from. You know, it's got one street light. You know, not a
Oh,
big town. You know what I'm saying?
wow.
It's middle of nowhere. You know.
Okay, I see, I see. So the famous question that I know you probably hear and see all the time is,
I don't know if something happened to the
okay,
sound.
can you hear me now?
You hear me?
Can you
You
hear me
can hear me?
now?
You can hear me? I don't know. I can't hear you. Lady Smile, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear
You can
me?
hear me, but I can't hear you.
Oh,
I
let me
wonder if
see.
everybody else can hear
Cause yeah,
me.
yeah, I can hear you.
Oh yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
I can hear you now.
So yeah, you can. Okay, that's
Yeah, but like
good.
I was
So
saying,
that the
from
most.
Desalmes, Louisiana, it's 30 minutes from New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? It's about a minute away from the bayou. You know, so surrounded around the swamps and the bayou, and grow up, walking on rocks type shit, catching animals. Away from the city. You know, I'm not a city dude. That's why when people always say I'm from New Orleans, a lot of people from New Orleans is real serious about their set, about where they at. You know what I'm saying? So I just really cover where I'm at in Louisiana as a whole. And Bayou Banga was really transformed in Baton Rouge. You know what I'm saying? That's the mud right there. That's Baton Rouge's finest.
Oh, I didn't know that. Nice to know. Cause I was wondering, like I say, with your name by you, like, oh, it's from where you from and grew up. Okay.
From where I'm from.
So
Yep, straight out the
the
water, straight
thing.
out the gator.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. And like I say, the famous question that I know you hear a lot is: you single? Is you taken? Like, what is your relationship status?
Oh, I am very well taken. I have a woman. Been in a relationship for over 3 years. and I'm very happily in a relationship, and I am where I am because of my relationship, and having a strong black woman behind me as the brains, you know what I'm saying, the foundation, a strong black woman as foundation, I think us as men, that's what we be missing. We always trying to do things the right way, and we always trying to, lead, but you can't lead, anybody can lead themselves. Where's your tribe? Where's your team? I
Yeah.
feel like there's a lot of people and a lot of dudes out there that, even though they have a family, that ain't their tribe. Their tribe is not rocking with them. So I've been sitting low, staying spiritually sound, getting to on my spiritual journey, and I met that amazing woman, Aries Jones, and she actually introduced me to the game. She was a female entertainer. My woman,
Um,
she's a female entertainer out here in Baton Rouge, and she's been running things for a minute out here. She has a big name out in Louisiana and Baton Rouge, and made a great name for herself. And have traveled the world doing what she do. And now she started being her spiritual journey. And just didn't want to move the way she was moving, and and started evolving, and that's how the energy that she was putting out, attracted me. You know, a pure soul. Wasn't even. I was into football. I wasn't into dancing. I couldn't. I ain't never heard of no male entertainment or nothing. You know.
I like that. Like you say, it's wonderful. Like you say, you can find someone that can inspire you and help you grow. And y'all, like, you grow together and y'all both accomplished people, like you say, and y'all complement each other, like you say, very well. Like, congratulations, like you say, when you find that person, like you say, you keep them. Because it'd be hard to find, like you say, that person that believe in you along with, believing in themselves and y'all grow as a whole together.
Yeah, they
So,
got a lot of solid, you know, a lot of solid people in this world, and a lot of solid women in this world. And I think there's no bad person. I feel like we all are great people that have the potential to be good and great as well. And it's like, certain people have their expectations and perspectives about what they want into the relationship. And I think if they just, focus on self and, doing their best to grow with another person, and allow another person to be able to grow, I think we have a better balance inside of different relationships, and we all have, the overall vision of where we want to see the relationship go. Ain't nobody got time to play, you know. I ain't got time to play.
true.
She ain't got time to play. I ain't playing with nobody time, girl. I'm just trying to get it together because I know what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And like me and my woman, we talked about, holding on to that sexual energy in order to manifest what we want also, you know.
Oh, that's real facts. That's real facts.
All of it's been in the manifestation. It ain't, none of this that's been happening to me and her has been a shock. You know, it's all been in the plan. So, instead of, drooling over the fame and drooling over everything that I already knew I was going to get, I'm actually maximizing my businesses, and not only that, I'm pushing out the flow of energy, that same flow of energy, to help me to transfer that, to what you call it, like, not transmute, like transfer the energy, what I'm saying, and like to transfer
Yeah.
that energy out to other people, what I'm saying, just like the money and the wealth, what I'm saying. I was taught that, you know, when, what you do with your money and what you do with your time, and, that's good karma, what I'm saying. So I just been practicing good karma, practicing, and staying spiritually solid, and staying aligned, and, being grounded to self, and being aware of who I am. So when I be on interviews, and when I be in the limelight, what I'm saying, they can actually get a piece of me, you know, because, there's a lot of bots out here that's, they don't know who they are, and,
They don't.
yeah, so
That's true.
I know who I
That's
am,
true.
and I know who she is, my woman. We do a very good job of studying each other, and that's on an astrological perspective, on a numerological perspective, cardiology perspective, spiritual perspective, and we diving deep because when you start diving deep, you hear me, I always say, hey, it's like a rabbit hole. You hear me? That bit go deep. You know what I'm saying? When you climb into it, and knowledge is power. So why not, be open minded to other things that's out there in the world. You know what I'm saying? Because that doesn't mean you gotta practice it. It's just the energy. You know what I'm saying? So respect it.
Real true. Like real facts. So you said you represent all of Louisiana. Like for the most part, most people hear about the Mardi Gras. But
Yeah.
if like what else is y'all known for? Like what's like a good thing that people come to like to explore? Like if something else I want to
Come
do
on now, the
besides the
food.
Mardi
The
Gras,
food
like
always
what else?
top one for food now.
Oh, with food,
Now,
okay, you know.
tell it to anybody, and they all know Louisiana got the best food out there, and then the energy. Like I don't know if you ever been in New Orleans, man. The energy is deep. We have so much history, and so much energy down here, and like you gotta feel it yourself. So especially in inside of Louisiana, you got different states and different parishes. You know what I'm saying? That got somebody said king cakes. Hey, them king cakes do be crazy. That donut king cake. That donut king cake, and then we got, the energy is just crazy, I mean amazing, I should say deep, with, different practices and different ancient traditions, from our ancestors, that, I feel like our culture, history has been, forgotten a lot, and there's some people that's, that
Yeah.
putting it out there, and that's great, what I'm saying? So I'm just, doing my part and digging deep into my who am I and what's in my blood, you hear me? So somebody said, Lord, I can't wait to go home from Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras be setting up. Hey, and man, I love Mardi Gras so much. Like, I really do. I love just the whole feeling of Mardi Gras. Just going out there, seeing the culture, seeing our people, and just seeing the whole state of Louisiana get together in a beautiful way, what I'm saying, and have a great time. And not only have a good time, like the floats be just creative. I love creativity because like the floats, and it's not only about the visual thing of floats, it's also, what I'm saying, the music that they play. What I'm saying, and not only that, they got little kids and different dance teams that's following them and cutting up behind them. So it's a good vibe. And then I had my daughter out there last year. It's her first Mardi Gras. She 1 years old and she was loving it. She was loving it. She played with her beads every day. In my line, she played with her
That's
beads
what I
every day.
said. I ain't never been, and like that's why I say I want to go. I'm gonna try to make sure, like I say, I go because that's definitely on my bucket list to go to the Mardi Gras. Like you say, it definitely be looking
February.
fun.
It's either February or March. I think Fat Tuesday. Fat
Oh,
Tuesday. I wanted something
yeah.
that that I want to go to. I want to go to Carnival out there in Brazil and the different countries.
Oh, it's crazy. I was just talking about how I went to Miami for their carnival because it's like in October,
Come
the
on.
first weekend. I was like, that was my first time ever going to a carnival. So it's like it was a new experience. And I do like how you say with the floats and the people dancing,
Yeah.
semi trucks with the
Also,
music,
what they was wearing like pretty much nothing out there, like the wings and
basically
everything.
with the feathers. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm like, I ain't never see this because they don't have that in my city. So I'm like, that was something different
somebody
to
said they from
experience.
Brazil. Okay, Brazil, Nicole.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, that's what's up. So I see that like I say you like to act and stuff and you cover a little bit, but like really what else like kind of inspired you to be an actor?
Man, so
Like
what started it all? I first was pushing for football,
oh
and
mhm.
I was I had got I had got let go. I was with the Washington Redskins for training camp in 2018,
Mm.
and I didn't make the team with them, but then I had a really good call. But there was a personal situation that I had to stop playing football, chose to, you know what I'm saying, handle that. Then another opportunity to play. It was called the AP. It was a league called the APL. You know, this was a league that, you heard me, that it was a spring league before the XFL. I don't know if there's any football fans or sports fans that's on the live right now, but you know, there's a spring league that was before the XFL, and I had got drafted first round into it. And so I had drafted first round. So they told me they wanted me to come in like 4 weeks. You know, so I was like, damn, I need some money. You know, I just got let. You know, I just finished college. You know, I'm a college. You know, I finished college. I got my degree. You know, but you know, I'm chasing football. So it's like, do I get a job or do I just wait to go out there for the APL?
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's the fastest way I can get me a job? What's the fastest job I can get? So I'm like, oh, I can be a bartender. So I'm going down Orleans, Bourbon Street. I'm telling you, I'm in all black. You remember, I got my little yeah on. I'm looking fresh to death. I got a little resume. You know, ain't really nothing on there because I ain't had no job. But you know, I played football in college. You know, I had one little job when I was a freshman. I was a veterinarian, pretty much. I was an assistant for the veterinarian hospital. But and then where was I going? So then, trying to get it together. I forgot where I had left off.
About the
Veterinarian, I know. I was talking about the veterinarian. But what we was talking about again?
football league and almost in the family.
The football. I forgot the question. What was the question? You know, I started going on.
Oh, it's fine. It was just what inspired you really to become an actor.
Right.
You were talking about how you almost
Oh,
made the
so
football
the APL
league.
football. So APL league. So all right, bam. I'm running down New Orleans trying to find a little you know, a job as a bartender, but all of them telling me I need a little experience. You know, they telling me, you can't do it. You know, you need experience. You gotta look, but you know, you're gonna be drowning out here. You know, it's fast. You know, it's good money, but it's fast. You know, me, I ain't know nothing. You know, so they telling me to go try a fast food industry. So I'm like, ooh, not a fast food, a restaurant industry. So I'm like, ooh, okay, shit. Who could which fast if I had to work at a fast food industry, where would it be? So I'm like, ooh, you know, high quality Red Lobster. Shit, I'm thinking of Red Lobster at the time. Shit, I'm like, so I went down there to Red Lobster and they was like, shit, you can start in 2 weeks, but keep in mind I gotta leave in 4. So I'm like, okay, that's what's down. You know what I'm saying? I can do that. Collect 2 weeks paycheck. You know what I'm saying? I'll be straight to give me a little something. You know, to be at a just in case I need money or food out there. You know, I have a little something in my pocket, and if I gotta leave, you know what I'm saying? I just quit. But then I went to TGI Fridays right after Red Lobster, and they had hired me on the spot. You know, all we did was talk about football. So they hired me.
It's an easy job.
Yeah, I ended up doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I was doing a really good job over there. You know, I started the building was real ratchet. I ain't gonna lie, it was terrible. You know, Louisiana ratchet shit, man. It had rats up, man. It was bad. So a lot of fighting, a lot of drama going on. But me, I was a, I was a good light, inside that place to see vision. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I put my mind to something, I stand 10 toes down and give it my full energy. You know what I'm saying? I give it my 100% focus. So I gave it my 100% focus. I became really well at it. You know what I'm saying? And I started doing my thing, and then I was making my way up to the bar. You know, that's why, you know what I'm saying? But the thing what happened was that league that I was supposed to go to failed. It fell through. It folded.
Oh.
Right. So good thing I did get a job, because if I didn't, I would have been stuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to find a job back then. So I ended up working at TGI Fridays for about a year. And man, they had women coming in there asking me to take pictures, calling me Aquaman, Jason Momoa, all of this, asking me to dance for them. I wasn't a dancer at the time, asking me to do their parties. It was every day, it was a vibe up in there, I had it, rolling. But there was this young lady that came up in there one day, she was like, man, why you up in here? It's like, what you mean? She was like, baby, you need to be on the TV screen or a model or some shit. I'm like, she, bro, I'm trying to, I'm about it, you know. So she gave me some information, and you know, I tried to get as much information from her, but she didn't give me nothing. She was just like, nah, you want to do it, you got to go find out the information yourself. I'm like, damn. So I went find out the information, and shit, I started doing background like every day. I did background acting for about 2 years straight, nonstop, you know, and I was in so what transpired, so my first background movie was called The Photograph. I don't know, it's with, got their names, but I was in that movie. And then right after that, it was, what's that Spanish movie I was in I told you about? At the Queen of the South. That was the second one. So when I got to,
I was on
Queen of the South, number 4, like I was on like the 5th season. I opened up, and it was like the 4th season. They called me, they gave me a name and everything. So I'm like, oh, I get a name. So people was like, "She, you are different." So I'm like, "What you mean I'm different?" Like, I came in the building, they looked at me, "Oh, you are Indio." Indio? Who the hell is Indio? You know what I'm saying? They telling me I'm Indio. I'm like, who the hell is Indio? So I'm like, all right. So they dressed me up. I'm Indio at this point. So, you know, it was a fire spot because this is my second time doing it. And I'm like, and it's feature background. That's when I found out about feature background. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, this shit real. So I'm like, it's that easy. Like, and because everybody always was trying to give me game. You know what I'm saying? I always tell them, oh, never mind. I take this back. Nobody was telling me nothing. I was being sponged by being there on background, and I just felt like, you know, I went into the building saying, like, I'm more than just a background. I'm not here to, I'm separating myself from everybody else. So how can I do that? You know what I'm saying? For me doing that, like, because people would tell me, you know what I'm saying, here and there, that all it takes is one time. All it takes is one person to like you. And all they got to do is look at you and be like, say these lines. And now you SAG eligible. So going into every background, you know, day, I'm manifesting myself getting those offers of, you know, speaking roles, you know. And of course it wasn't happening as fast as I would, but you know, while this is happening, you know, I'm going way to Atlanta, you know, for different shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm traveling, and then COVID, oh yeah, I was in Safety. I was in this Disney movie called Safety as a football player. I was playing for the Clemson, and so this was during that time as well. So I quit TGI Fridays because, you know, that same personal situation that I had left, you know, stopped playing for football for, had came back up, and I had to stop working as well. So, you know, I ended up stopping doing that, and then I got an opportunity, like I said, to go on the Safety, the movie called Safety, the Disney film, and how that happened, and so I had to try out for that like professional football. They made me run a 40. They made me do drills, and so during that day, you know, I actually called a whole bunch of people to come try out too. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, bro, like I had, you know, I went to a before my university. I went to a community college. You know, so I had to earn my spot at the community college and earn a scholarship. So I earned a scholarship at my community college to get me to the University at Buffalo. That's the university I had graduated from.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, man. So just one thing led after another, and continued to push, and then COVID happened, and so I ended up meeting my old lady, and you know, and me and her started talking on Facebook. We met on Facebook, and you know, we started talking, and I thought she was what you call it, a catfish.
Oh.
I was like, man, this is some fine ass motherfucker on it. Man, yeah, man, who is this? Man, I got to do let me slide in these little DMs. So I slid in there. We started running it, you know, and all we did was play fucking the game. So the pool, the iMessage game.
I
So we
see,
played
but
that
that's
for
what's
about
up.
three months, you know, and I'm like, okay, I like winning. So, and I feel like, you know, she sucked. at that time. Not just that she sucked, but I was good. I feel like nobody was gonna beat me at this point. I'm like, I'm that good. Like, and she playing me every time, and I'm like, okay, she's sinning every time, so she want to get beat every time. So, and I'm not, I'm the type of nigga, you man, I'm not about to let you win. You know what I'm saying? You know, maybe if we on a date, I might, let you, make a basket or something. I'm not the type that I'm gonna let you. You gotta earn that, man. You gotta earn your shit. So, that led off there, and then man, we ended up meeting, and fireworks. Definitely fireworks. And then she flew me out to Jamaica. Flew me out to Jamaica, and that was an all exclusive male resort, swingers resort. And so, I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't a dancer. So she asked me if I want to go to Jamaica. First of all, I never been out the country. You know what I'm saying? So she's gonna fly me out. I said, I'm coming. I'm in that thing.
Right.
So she flew me, and then the day before that, I went to Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? So that whole, I went from Las Vegas to then to Cali, and then I went to Jamaica. So we flew out there, and and I didn't know they was gonna have entertainers there. So the lady that ran the thing, they was like, you heard me? They was like, "She, baby, you gotta dance for me. You gotta dance tonight. You gotta dance." I'm like, "Shit, I'm already naked. Why not?"
Oh.
We walk around this motherfucker naked, so. Shit, and I'm uncomfortable as a motherfucker. I was uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable. First of all, being naked in front of men, I don't do that. It's weird. I'm not the type of person that like to do that. So, niggas be weird. So, but I did it. She pulled me out of my comfort zone, and she's my risk taker. Me, I'm very conservative. Like things to go. Scorpio, I'm straight Scorpio. I like things to go. But then my Taurus moon makes me feel like everything has to be this way, in a certain way in order to be wet. You know what I'm saying? So she pulled me out that little, that little overthinking, so she helped me find balance into my life from coming into my life, and helped me coming out to my comfort zone. And me, I was very friendly. I was too friendly at first, coming into the game, and she just directed me in a way and that kept me safe, really, and with my name, because everything is name, and how I was moving wasn't how everybody else was moving in the game. So, and like while I'm moving to these like once I got from Jamaica, man, I'm like, boy, I'm about to go cut up, because when I was out there, when I danced out there, man, I danced for 3 minutes and I made $300, and all I did was take off my shirt. So I'm like, boy, when I get down to Louisiana, boy, I'm about to go crazy. You hear me? So, boy, look. And then she started making a few calls. My homie, Mr. Ron, you know what I'm saying, started showing me some shit. And then she brought over some people she knew. And then I went and talked to my big homie, Caution. And I seen his cousin over there. And so, it was, a lot of, and then once I started moving, it's just like, damn, who is that on the flyer? Who is this person on the flyer? You know what I'm saying? Because, of course, I had a different little look, you hear me? So, exotic look. So, people started giving me an opportunity. So once they started giving me an opportunity, my name just got out there and I started blowing up. And then that's how the show is, from all of Queens Men, because Tyler Perry, he didn't know who Timothy Roberts was. He knew who Bayou Banga was. You hear me? So I gotta give Bayou Banga the respect that it deserves. You know what I'm saying? Because I was pushing for the acting career 2 years prior to the dance career. And it took me 4 or 5 years just to get where I am now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think like this the only thing I've been acting on. Man, I've been acting. I've been in a lot of shit. A lot of stuff that I've been acting in has been non-union. So a lot of it haven't even touched the screen yet. Like my first principal role that I ever acted in just hit Amazon Prime. And it was called Alabama Rose. You can go check it out. Y'all go check it out. Y'all see me on there. I'm a sexy little waiter on there. I'm running a food truck. Yeah, sexy little waiter. And I ran a food truck. You know what I mean? So I'm on my thing, and that was a good movement. That was my first one, and that solidified me. Because from that moment, I'm like, gee, I'm not doing no more background. Once
Yeah,
I, it's called elevation. And the day's price is not tomorrow's price.
basically. Basically, you're right.
Yeah. So
Cause I feel say, cause I think when I was also like looking up movies, they had show like Shotgun Therapy and My Perfect Wedding. So
mm.
you also feature in both of them movies. 'Cause I was like you said,
You
for
saw
people
enough of that.
that's
You
looking for
must have was
stuff.
looking at IMDb.
Yeah, they said, yeah, that's something like, oh, here goes
I
some
gotta
other
put my
movies I
see.
can
That's the thing
check
about
out.
IMDb. I gotta go on there and put all my credits on there. So like, and sometimes I can't even find the movie, and so I still gotta update my credits on there. And Aries, my manager, she has done a great job when it comes down to film and getting the proper film that I need to put as my acting reel. In order to push out to these different agencies and different people. And then once, of course, the acting industry is on strike right now,
Oh, I
and
see, I
yeah,
see.
it's a big thing that's going on, and so, I'm standing with them. So I ain't really moving right now with the acting industry. We all on strike. They on strike, I'm on strike too. You know what I'm saying? So
I
I
feel
ain't moving right now.
you.
I ain't, a lot of people are taking like the small roles and the nickel and dime roles because they're not understanding what a strike means. And me, I'm just supporting the movement. So I'm just focusing on my other businesses and Bayou Banga Entertainment as well.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Like you say,
So
real
stop if
facts.
y'all
Like,
join and make sure y'all hit my link in the bio and check out my website. This is one of the shirts that I am selling. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the
yes.
shirts. I love Bayou Banger or I love Big D from all the Queens men, whatever y'all want. I need all my supporters to come in here and grab a shirt, you know what I mean? Show me that y'all really love me. Show me that y'all show up for me. And show me that y'all support me and my brand and our brand. So, what I'm saying? That's how y'all can support. This is also today. It's another one. Bayou Banger t-shirt, man, Louisiana. Grab y'all t-shirt. Top
Louisiana.
yeah, Louisiana finest, man. Bayou Banger, man. If you fuck with Louisiana, if you fuck with Bayou Banger, then you gotta get this t-shirt, man. Show me some love, and I see everybody. If you get 3 of these t-shirts, I'm giving a signed poster straight to your door. Straight to your
Yes.
door. This is the last one right here.
Yes.
This is the last one
So,
right here.
let's
Hold on 1 second. This is the last one right here. Let me get that last one out.
make sure y'all fall in to get this
The
merchandise.
merch, man. I've been waiting 3 years to push out merchandise, man. Women have been banging down my inbox, my door, trying to get something that says Bayou Banga or something. And I ain't gonna lie, I've been having a website for over 3 years, but I have not launched it. I have not launched it
Oh, I
for the
see.
simple reason I'm at the beginning I was kind of an overthinker slash perfectionist. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like everything had to go the right way. And I felt like everything had to be a certain way in order to be successful or meet to my expectations. So, from doing
Oh,
on
I
my
see.
spiritual journey, I learned that just put it out there, man, and make the corrections as you go. Cut yourself some slack, man. It got to grow. You got to start somewhere. And that's how you just got to put it out there, especially if you're growing a business. Just do it. Just do it. So if I could be a motivation to anybody on here, I say just do it, man. Just start it. Just go ahead. It takes $99 to $100 to get that LLC. Man, look, go ahead and gobiz.com. Shit, you gonna get it right. I'm telling you, this is the last T-shirt right here, ladies.
Ooh.
When I first started in the industry, I used to do just private parties. I used to go to private parties, and I used to have a saying. You hear me? I used to tell the ladies, "What time is it?" And they all would shout, "Bang time!" You hear me? And so they'd do that in the camera after after the video, some good energy. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely is bang time. Definitely go grab that. And I also sell spiritual jars and spiritual needs. Me and my woman, Aries Jones, we have a spiritual page as well. For those that want to, start their spiritual journey or need help with their spiritual journey, you know, is stuck in that spiritual journey or just need some questions or answers, you know, we can definitely direct you in the right way, or either let you know what you need to be doing, or, you know, help you out in some type of way, you know what I'm saying? And so things like this, you know, we just made this protection jar, protection oil today. You know, this ain't been on the website yet. You know, I just wanted to show y'all because it's right here in my vicinity. But, you know,
Ah,
we made this
yeah.
today. It got herbs, beautiful herbs. And Aries has been cooking it up. We have been, you know, putting in certain herbs for protection, certain properties and elements in order to, you know, protect you and your, you know, and definitely, you know, not only on this state, you know, in this realm, you know, you need spiritual protection as well. For those that you can't fight with these hands, you know what I'm saying? You need to be fully protected always, you know, and especially when you leave you know, when you leave the house, you know, and then if you not, and then when you at your house, you need to be really like, I don't know if anyone has ever despelled, despelled. I don't know if y'all ever done that, but it's like getting that type of energy out of your house, the negative energy, you know, is, you know, you do spill, you wipe down your floors, you make a concoction of herbs, and you wipe down the doorways, and you open up windows, and you release all of that negative energy, and then you make your good smudge bowl, smoke bowl, and you trap in that good energy of abundance, you know, and bring in that energy that you really want into it. And then when you leave it out, you put something like this on to be protected as well, you know. And I also have like this is a money oil.
Oh,
Yeah, this one is dope, you know. And she even went as far as to put, yeah, you know, you even see that $2 bill in there, you know, because she know that twos is very lucky number, and it's my luckiest number. If you follow me, you know that I post twos all day, every day, because all I see is twos, you know, and 22 is a master number. So if you don't know what a master number is, you should definitely go to find out. But this is, you know, so this is money all, you know, it's built
I
up of
like
crystals.
that.
There's crystals, there's herbs, there's money, and there's other things inside of here, you know, that's going to attract the abundance of, you know, wealth. You know, abundance of the intention that you put it behind it, like wealth, money, you know, love, you know, because abundance can be many things, you know, and when we fall in love with abundance, then we can really understand, you know, the right energy that we need to be paying attention to, because a lot of people pay attention to just money, you know, the tool that's used to, you know, to pay for things and to be the energy that, you know, that's supposed to be transferred. It's a flow of energy that's supposed to flow. You can't harness it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So this is one of the ways that I use the money that I receive to give it out to the universe. You know, give it out to other people that can also, you know, attract the things that I attract. Because I know, as y'all see, all the Queen's men, I attracted that. We attracted that. You know, this ain't nothing that we've been. You know, the TV show was out before I was on there.
Oh,
Why? You know,
yeah.
and then I wasn't SAG. I wasn't SAG eligible before he called me. I was a nobody in the acting industry, but I was a somebody to me and somebody to the adult entertainment industry. You know, and that somebody landed me who I am. So I had to pay homage to the industry, you know, and pay respect to my woman for definitely putting me on and for creating this beautiful concoction of herbs and this formula to, you know, bring in abundance for you and me, you know, that. And then lastly, right here we have the love one. I know y'all was waiting on it. And the abundance of love, you know what I'm saying? I think this one right here is the first one you should be trying to purchase or to gravitate towards to, because there's nothing like self-love. You know, there's nothing like self-love. You know, loving
Ah,
yourself. You know, understanding what self-love actually is. You know, so definitely putting the intention behind self-love, you know, and just loving everything about yourself. You know what I'm saying? And just bringing that energy. So, you know, a good thing to do when rubbing this oil and all of the other oils is, you know, to say some mantras while you're rubbing yourself. You know, and you know, just as if you were to do candle magic or any type of magic with other things, you know, you would say the mantra many times in order to give it that energy.
Yes, that's what I just say.
So
Everyone
these are going
wants
to
some
be, like I
love.
said, I need that red one too. I know Nisi Johnson, I think she purchased a few of the objects, a few of our products. So shout out to her for being a supporter on the live. I see you, love. But she is one of the supporters that had grabbed, one of those chains. I think she bought a necklace and a love jar, if I believe. But shout out to her, and she bought some shirts. So she definitely a big supporter of me. So yep. So that's the
What's
love.
up?
That's the love for you right there. You know.
Yes, like you say, bring the love, y'all, in your life.
Yep. And then we also have mojo bags. She been cooking up mojo bags for you to like, put underneath your pillow to carry with you like certain crystals in one bag to harness the energy of whatever those crystals do because there's also crystallology. You know what I'm saying? The study of crystals. And there's so many crystals out there, and and there's different health benefits, and there's different spiritual benefits for all of them. You feel
Mm.
me? So a lot of people don't understand the spiritual effects of them, and if you don't understand it, then you don't know about it. And if you don't know about it, that means you can't put the intentions behind what's really meant to work. So put it like this: if I got two rocks right here, if I know that they powerful, but if I just throw it, if I just use them as just regular rocks, I mean, they ain't gonna have no power. I ain't put no intention behind them. But if I give it that energy that it's supposed to have, that we supposed to give it, then it's gonna give me the energy as well. It's gonna transfer that energy back into me because I'm giving the energy in this. And if you give we supposed to give life and energy to, we supposed to give energy to all life. You know what I'm saying? That's how we able to breathe today. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And so I know, like you said, a lot of people here to, like you say, to get to know and hear about Big D from all the Queen's men. So, like I said, I know you talked a little bit when you was like Tyler Perry, them hit you up. So, how did you feel and how did you go about actually getting that role, like to be actually Big D? Did you have to audition or you already knew you had it? So, how did you become like that Big D role?
I got the call. I got a call from a special person, and they called me and told me, "Hey, you about to get a call? Just be ready." I'm like, I don't know what it is, you know, but
Oh,
from when he called me, I was like, I knew what it was, but I got the audition. I had to audition just like everybody else, and they told me they had a lot of people audition, but they was trying to find people in the exotic entertainment industry. So they was trying to find professional dancers, to put on the show because most of them that's on the show are professional dancers. A lot of people don't know that
okay.
those other guys are professional dancers. And they traveled in similar shoes as I going through the exotic entertainment industry. Because it's underground. You know, because most people that's doing this can't be seen, can't be. That's why it's so private. It's not supposed. It's underground. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta really come to the shows to really understand the true vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like TV is great. All the Queen's Men is great. I love it. They do a great job capturing parts of our industry. But I also think that everyone should still come to the show, the actual entertainment shows. The ladies should actually come to the shows to really get a feel for the energy of that, of what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he, like I said again, he does do a great job, especially that stage. And the whole Eden.
Yeah,
My favorite place right now. So I love that stage. So
I believe it. I believe it. And like I say, you definitely is a fan favorite, talk of discussion. So how has, like you say, you already had Bayou Banga in the entertainment industry. So how have Big D like impact your life, like in the, like you say, the film part?
hmm hold on, I did. There was a question that that had something I wanted to tap into. That what was that last question you had asked me? How did I get the role, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, like I said, I had to audition, and we're separate. A big thing that not only with who I was that separated me, but you know, the tools that I already had, in the industry. When they seen that I had an actor's access, when they seen that I had an IMDb, when they seen that I had, all my marbles line, it was easy to pluck them. You feel me? So it was just, when I killed the audition in my perspective, and they all told me, like, they all seen my audition, like Tyler Perry, all of them, they seen it. It was like, you did a really good job on the audition. So I felt like,
That's
you know,
a
me and Aries, actually, my woman, we did a great job. She helped me out paint the picture, and actually, because you never know what it was gonna look like. Saying that I did it during that time, the audition, I wasn't expecting it to look the way it did on actual film day. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a little bit different, but I definitely sold it during the audition. Because even if I would have did what I did in the audition during the time I did with All the Queen's Men, it was kind of similar, but it would have still flowed because I did a great job, and I definitely give myself a pat on the back for definitely killing it,
Yes.
because I've done many auditions. I've done hundreds of auditions. And if you are an actor, you know how it is in the industry, and like it can get, you know what's the word I want to say? It can get a little, what I'm saying, tough, I guess you could say. But what I'm saying, there ain't nothing you can get through, dog. You just gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. So it got a little tough for me because I started losing a little bit. That's why I laid down acting for a while, because I'm like, I'm doing all of these auditions, so it's just like, and I know I'm doing a good job in my agency. She telling me I'm doing a good job, but I'm not landing the roles, the big roles, and I'm like, dang. So I just got to keep getting better. I got to keep getting better. But it's just like, they, like, with these auditions and Actors Access, what they do is they'll hit you up last minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter. Me, I work on the weekends. They'll hit me up on like a Friday. I'll be somewhere else, so I have to set up, my phone and do the quick audition before I get back home. I'll hurry up and get it done right before a certain time. So I'm trying to, so you just got to find balance. But it's definitely worth it. And I'm actually in the midst of creating my own little space slash studio in order to, film and do my own, you know, self tapes, and I mean, not self tapes, my own auditions at my home in a professional way, you know.
Well, yeah, like you say, I'm glad it's turning around for you. Like you say, you
So
had
what's that
someone
second
to.
question you asked me? What was the second one now?
Oh, the second one is like basically, I know you've been, like you say, known already for dancing. How have all the Queen's men like impacted your life since you now, like you say, getting that lead role now?
I think it impacted it in a very successful way. You know,
Um,
it definitely, it's everything what we all expected. Even when I was out there, it's when you dream about something, or when you see something that's like that you really want, and like if you get it, that feeling that you get when you get it, it's like I experienced that everything. I was starstruck during it. It was not starstruck. It was like I belong here. I belong
oh,
doing it. It just felt right, and I felt like everything that I did into my life, was for that reason right there. I just felt like everything flowed so well for me that that I'm blessed to say that seeing it now is just, it's awesome, and the fact that they, not only that, when you put it on film, you don't know how, I've been shot this a year ago.
oh,
We shot this in December, this right here. So, and so you never know what changes they make, what they're gonna keep. You don't know what direction they're gonna go, and the way TP shoots is different. The longest movie the longest movie ever, what they said, is Titanic. He do
oh
the
yeah,
same amount of film in 2, 3, 4 weeks. Yeah, that's back then, but
dang.
still, it's still to this day, I think, the longest. And it took them like 4 to 6 months, up to years, to make that movie. Dog,
Say you
man,
the
two,
dope.
4 weeks to put that shit together. Like, man, it's crazy how he shoots. Like, and shooting under him, man, has made me such a strong actor. Man,
Uh,
It made me so strong. And then, I hired an acting coach.
Oh,
Shout out to Troy, Troy Rowland. That was my acting coach, because the first season, me and my woman, we was practicing together. She was helping me run over my lines, and even the second one, this one that's coming out right now, we, prior to me, because, I like to stay ready, so I got to get ready. So, while a lot of people waiting, I'm working, so I'm practicing. I'm practicing with my coach. You know what I'm saying? So we in it every day. You know what I'm saying? And after I'm with him, I'm with my old lady, and we getting it in. You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. So yeah, so like I say, I see, like you say, how it came about, and you knew that was the perfect role for you. So when you actually do film, like you say, you got your script. So how do you prepare yourself based off your script and techniques for when you do film? Like how do you get in that, how they say you get in that role? Like what do you do to make it like the
I
best, I
can't read in
guess?
the whole script. Like a lot of
Okay.
writers, that's one thing that I say: read the whole script. That way you can understand every all the perspectives, and you can really dive deep into your character. You gotta understand what's going on, so you can put yourself into that, because all it is this. All acting is doing this. You know, conversing and
Yeah.
listening and conversing. And putting yourself into that energy. And making sure that you don't carry that energy after that. You gotta learn how to cleanse that energy. You know what I'm saying? And then let that energy be where it's at, and let it flow. You can't be stuck in that same energy forever. Like that's what I'm saying. I'm Big D on the film, but I'm Bayou Banga over here, and I'm also Timothy in another spot. You know what I'm saying? So things like this, I think it gives people and supporters and fans, great intel about me. You know. That's why I'm
And that's
definitely trying to.
true.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to. I'm trying to give back as far as, giving my, time. That's one of the ways, because time is money. So if I give my time, and I'm not, as much as, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna put it a positive affirmation and say I'm making money right now, but I didn't charge nothing for this interview, so I'm just like, it's all off of energy.
Well, that's
So
true.
for
That's
time, you
true.
can't give back. Time is money. So, I'm trying to give my time to where it needs to be, in order to help other people grow, help you grow. Because I want you to grow
Mhm.
your business. I respect you and what you're doing. So I appreciate you again for always having, me, for definitely having me, and growing all the Queens men, because I think it needs a light on you as well.
Thank you. Thank you. So since you got, like you say, you Timothy Roberts, and you got this nice, famous entertainment as Bayou Banga, but you right now is the fan favorite as Big D. So when you actually being Big D on the show, and then, like you say, you do the entertainment as Bayou Banga, what challenges do you face trying to film compared to what you actually, like you say, do in your life? Like how, like what's the difference in the challenges? Since I
Well,
know you're a great dancer.
right. Well, some of the challenges inside of acting is just, trying to separate who you are to what they are.
Yeah.
Because, that's not who I am. It has a lot of characteristics of what I as a person bring to that character, but that's not who I am. But as far as like, during that time, it was retrograde. So we dealing from we was dealing. I think it was Mercury retrograde. So not only are we dealing with what's going on in front of us, but we dealing with what's going on above us. Because as above, so below. You know what I'm saying? What's going on above us is also what's going on down here. So the energy was crazy. Different during that time. But of course, it was all an illusion that that me and my partner was understanding, and we actually became stronger out there. You know what I'm saying? During that moment, because that's another thing that a challenge for me, and I had my first child, so that's been another challenge for me, as far as like moving, not only just for me, you know because I had to understand that now I have a family. I can't, that's that I got to move for now for everybody, for everybody in my family. You know what I'm saying? Including myself. But
Yeah, that's true.
just had to
That's
move
true.
different. I just had to start moving different, and it's it's turned me into the king I always wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? And just trying to move right. Move in righteousness and stay in line.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And I know you mentioned, like you say, how y'all film, and then, like you say, you don't know what to expect, and y'all see it probably when we see it.
Ooh, you made
So,
me think of that. Before, don't let me cut you off because you talk about a challenge. A big challenge with filming is, them changing up the whole, what they're gonna do. Like, say, we got an expectation of what we about to shoot. And it changes. That's a big challenge. Of, you know, what you about to shoot that day. So it's different challenges, and not only that, like doing it in front of everybody, and not only doing it one time, but being consistent.
oh yeah, that's
That's the thing.
true.
Like, it's being consistent. Can I do exactly what I just did the exact same way? And I say, Tyler Perry, he told me that. That's one bit of
Oh,
advice I say on that. And he gave me game right there, and I appreciate him because he gave me that game. You feel me? He was like, bro, you gotta make sure you know do every single thing from the front, from the moment that you gotta from the steps. I'm like, damn, it's not just about the mouth. It's not just about what you act. It's from the moment you step, man. You gotta do the exact same thing every time. So, he helped me get my mind right for sure. A few times, he helped me get my mind right a lot of times. I ain't gonna lie, like because he called me out a few times. So, you know.
that's
Cause it'd be
what's up.
tough,
That's
man. I ain't gonna lie.
good.
It definitely be tough, but you just gotta, you only get one shot to not miss a chance to blow, man. It's an opportunity, so you just gotta really go ahead and just kill it, and know you're gonna kill it and leave it all on the field, leave it all on there, leave it all out there, and know that you did your best. And now from me knowing that I did my best at the time, I was able to look at the film now. I'm looking at myself
Okay.
and I'm studying because I do a lot of studying off season, as far as a lot of, when I'm not filming, and instead of saying off season, when I'm not filming, I do a lot of studying and watching movies and watching certain actors that I really enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I pick up little
Mm.
things that I could possibly do. You know what I'm saying? And just constantly being a sponge of what I see. What can I bring into to elevate my game?
All right. And like you said, that was basically, like I say, the next question. When you do watch all the Queen's Men, when how do you see yourself? Like, do you critique yourself, or you be noticing things like you say when they do put it out there for everybody? Like, how do you like seeing yourself? Do you be like, oh, I should have done this or done that, or like?
Man, so because it be getting shot so long ago, sometimes I forget about certain things that I've done. You know, and so
Okay.
I be kind of nervous. I ain't gonna lie, I be nervous. I be a little nervous about, I get all sweaty and stuff and watching myself because I'm critiquing everything. I'm critiquing myself from the moment, everything, and how it was written. I even have my scripts, and I don't sit there and go word for word, but I can if I really want to get so technical. In a point in time, I would love to do that. And just but I already have the script written in my mind at this point, and so I kind of got a visualization of the script. So I'm just going off of what I'm seeing, and I'm actually proud of myself in a lot of ways of what I actually put on film. Because I'm like, ooh, I killed that shit. Damn. Like, that was fire. Like, that was lit. And then, you never know how it's gonna look. So I'm like, ooh, okay. But then at some points I was like, okay, I can make it flow better. You know what I'm saying? I could use it.
Oh,
It's all about flow. I feel like, I'm all about water. So I just try to make things flow,
yeah, I
give it that
see.
energy. Because I feel like during that spot, and there's times I know for a fact that I could kill certain spots because of how I felt after I did it. You know,
Oh,
because the energy that I put out, I could feel I could just feel it like coming out me. And if I feel like I did, I knew I knew it's gonna be good. I knew it's gonna be good. So that's why I just try to focus on self so much, you know, and focus on what I can do. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I like that. I like that. So I know you probably noticed it, like you say, all the reaction, trending, being most shares or comments or likes. So what's your reaction to all the, like you say, the comments and your fans? Like, how do you be feeling when you be seeing yourself, like you say, trending on social media?
Well, I'm me with social media. You know, I'm not the biggest social media person. Me, I don't really crave
Okay.
the attention like other people, certain attention. You know, I think I respect social media though. You know, and it has blessed me with an opportunity to, you know, put me out there and who I am and show the world who I am. So I fuck with social media, and I think everybody should get social media. I think now with the energy that's going on and how I've been understanding the energy that's going on, we all, especially as the older generation, gotta tap into technology. It's what's going on, especially with the new AIs coming. Everything you gotta, especially my Facebook family, you know, because I know the age group of my Facebook family. They don't want, you know, it's time to grow. It is. It is definitely time to grow because you don't want to be left behind. You know, because what's the world gonna keep on doing? And I know how certain people on Facebook feel like, oh, I don't want to do that. That's new age. I get it. TikToky shit. I get it. I'm the same way. I get that. I don't want to do all that. But that's how I feel about all social media. I don't want to, but I know for a fact that it's gonna elevate me and elevate my brand, and then you know it's gonna keep on going, and then more things is gonna come out. It's just either you're gonna move with it or you're gonna stay stagnant.
Yeah, that's mad facts. Like you say, they finding different ways to promote or, like you say, market and do advertisement since everybody is definitely on social media. And since, like you say, social media going on and people able to see you maybe even in person from events, like what is the most memorable thing that a fan ever did?
So far, what they did, like
Yeah.
what you mean, like can you got like what you mean by did?
Oh, like the most memorable thing like they ever probably did as a fan, like from gifts or like just coming to your event, like you
Well,
say,
yeah, I have people
something that
fly out to
probably
travel and come to my events all the time. You know, I see the same faces coming around the industry, but I think for me the thing that touches me the most is when the woman definitely purchased my T-shirts because
okay,
it's
yeah.
something like I said, like a lot of people don't understand like the what I've been battling. You know what I'm saying? As far as trying to push this out, like trying to grow a business that I'm able to see myself making money when I sleep. And it's not only about that; it's like a residual income, and it's a passive income that I've built from the ground. And now that it's out, I can I can kind of like now that I made the website now, like I kind of like it's something that's been taken off me that I've just been wanting for 3 years, like, and now it's booming, and so now, like I said, I'm taking that time and that energy, and I'm transferring it to our other business, which is the spiritual business, and I'm giving that so much energy as well. So I'm trying to I'm finding balance into all of the businesses.
Okay, because I see a lot of people asking about what's the website, like what
Oh,
can they actually purchase it or like
Bayou
find, like
Banga is Big
your
Cartel.
market.
Bayou Banga is Big Cartel Bayou Banga. Like it's the link in my bio. I also have my
Okay,
page. You can check on my page. I've been posting it a lot. But my link in the bio on Instagram, and I believe it's in my link in the bio on Facebook as well. My Instagram is Bayou Banga _2. That's my actual Instagram, and I also have a backup Instagram, but it's Bayou Banga. Um, and I also have Timothy Roberts _. That's my other Instagram. But that's my 3 Instagrams. And then my dog, I also sell Yorkies. You know what I'm saying? I have,
I was seeing them puppies.
yeah. So they right here, they knocked out right there. But I got 5 of them. I got 2 girls and 3 boys. And they are 5 weeks. So if any ladies or anyone on this live would like to, definitely are interested in buying Yorkie, I am selling them. So definitely holler at me. My DMs are hit up 504-356-1052. And that's also for anything regarding to my, you know, brand. You can contact my booking line. That's 504-356-1052. You're going to reach the booking line at Bayou Banga. So, you're going to talk to my manager, and she's going to, get you where you need to be. If it's with the dogs, you get you, a little puppy. You could get you, some merchandise. If you need help with anything, if you want to book me, you can definitely do that as well. If that's anything that you need help with, hit up that booking line. Me, because she handle all the social media at this point. So, and make sure y'all understand which pages are mine. Don't send no money to nobody that's not me. There's a lot of fake pages out there, that I'm trying to, you can't, stop that sometimes, but, just don't send no money to nobody that's not 356-1052. That's it, Marquita. 504-356-1052, and or you can hit my inbox and she can refer you to the booking line. But I also, in my link in my bio, there's 3 different websites. There's a Big Cartel website where I'm selling my t-shirts, Bayou merch. And there's also the spiritual website, and I believe on Instagram it's my OnlyFans as well. So, you can go ahead and tap that if they want to tap that as well.
So, like I say, All the Queens Men is, I feel like, the #1 show right now. And I feel like a lot of people watched it, but I do find some that didn't watch it. But they might be watching your interview right now or listening to everything. So for the newcomers that's probably going to start watching it now, how would you define Big D character? Or they can get to know basically you as a character on All the Queens Men. Like, who is Big D?
Big D is a thug nigga from New Orleans, you heard me? Yeah, Texas bread, that's who that is. Texas bound, you heard me? So he get it in, you know what I'm saying? So I'm excited as that character, and I'm excited to see him grow. And I'm excited to see, like, the fans loving that character, and I would say loving our character, because I feel so, attached to Big D at this point, but, it's amazing, so I think everyone that's with the movement, All the Queens Men, because I think it's definitely, like you said, the #1 TV show in America, like, especially for our culture, you know what I'm saying? Because, it's just so real, like, it's fire. And then even Marcel just been killing it. Like, I love Madam, just everybody just been killing it, and everybody just been doing their thing, spreading good energy, you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely, I pay attention to that show. And there's a couple of others that I like, but not too many that I watch.
Oh, I see.
I don't watch too many. I just wait for Thursdays. I'll be like, so did they, hold on, what today is? Did they come out with one on Thursday yesterday? No. And I'm like, gee, that shocked me too. I'm like, gee, I'm waiting for Thursday. Thursday.
Say everybody was mad, like, what?
That's why I said, because, I was telling somebody, because me, like, I don't go out much. I get paid to go out, right? I'm cool. I'm used that as a business. My favorite time is sitting, drinking tea, getting this knowledge, chilling with my old lady. You know what I mean? That's man, look, that's the best feeling in the world. Drinking that tea. You know what I'm saying? Ladies, get y'all some tea. I'm telling you, drinking some herbal tea is gonna help y'all into your life. And pick up that water and get that fruit and get that vegetables.
Facts.
Get that knowledge for real. You know what I'm saying? Don't be one of those bots out here. You gotta get that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't for your wellness, it ain't for you.
Facts. Like that. I like that. So you said it's been like a good 5 years, like you say, you to get where you at right now, and you have did a lot of, like you say, a long way on your journey. But what future future roles would you love to play? Like, what do you want, like, type of roles to try out?
Man, I would love to be a superhero.
Oh, Marvel.
I would love to be a Marvel character. That's my dream. You know,
I like
I feel
that.
like
I like
you could do
that.
something. You know, coming out the bayou, they only got Aquaman out the ocean. Shit, they need to come to Louisiana and come to the bayou or down south. You know, I feel like it'll be lit. You know, I'm coming. Man, they ain't gonna know what hit them. You know what I mean? I feel like I kill that shit, man. And look, give me, like I tell them, look, because me, I'm very athletic. I'm very agile. So, you know, whatever I need to do, I go do it. So, like, that's the good thing about acting. Sometimes you get a plan, like for big productions, you know, you at least get like 2 weeks. So, I mean, you could get 2 weeks of training before you get out there. So, I be getting the training. Whatever it is, you know, if they hit me up to be a Marvel character, I'm going, look, whatever I gotta go do, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? As far as, you know, right with, you know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be lit. That's my all-time goal.
Oh, I like that, and I like that,
I
and
would
like,
love to be a Marvel character, you know, a DC character or something. You know, and somebody spoke life into me on the set, actually. Troy Bellissimo. You know, he spoke some life. He was actually, they have New Orleans character, you know, a Marvel character he told me about. And he said I actually
oh,
find him on that. And I was like, who that is? He was like, he carry around a staff. I'm trying to remember the dude's name, but he was a white dude though. He was like, yeah, it's a white dude, but I feel like it could be you. I'm like, okay. Okay, he spoke that like to me. I
dope.
seen that because, you know me, like I said, I always wanted to, you know, do that. So when he spoke that life into me, I started looking into it. I forgot his name, but he was actually he carried around a staff, you know, a long stick. So I was just like, I started
Wow.
practicing with the stick outside a little bit, trying to twirl it around, because you know if I wasn't able to get that opportunity because you know he ain't been on mainstream, you know he ain't came out, he just in the books, you know he ain't on TV yet. So if they looking for him, I might be him. You never know.
Definitely would
I could
be
manifest
nice.
that, and that's what I manifest. So
I like that. I like that. Like I said, I've been seeing you doing a lot of bookings, like I say, performing and bringing back, was it Bayou Banga, aka Big D. So how have your performers been, and what type of events have you been getting booked for? Because I know y'all been seeing your flyers.
yeah, it's been, man, it's been amazing. You know, the energy, it's been great. You know, I would say that overall has been successful. You know, especially with the turnouts. You know, disclaim. You know, P.S. to the woman that comes to these shows, please show respect. You know, especially if I have my woman there, man, and you know, like it's been crazy going to some of these shows because some women that like they get a little disrespectful. So
They do.
so but in the all, it keeps it most respectful. So just know that I'm a brand and I treat my business like a brand and a business. So and what I'm willing to do might not be what your perspective and thinks I'm willing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I do
Mhm.
my thing. There, man. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And what's for me will always be for me. That's why I don't count nobody else's money. I don't look at nobody's bag. I just focus on myself coming into the building. You know what I'm saying? What can I bring to the table? And elevate my brand. So now, what I do, I bring, my, professional backdrop. I invested into a backdrop that has my information on the back, like meet and greet and flyer me, and I set it up going into the shows, and I also bought a Polaroid camera, Bluetooth um, machine. It's actually right here, and I print them. I print the ladies out a picture, and that gives them energy of us, going home with them. So I think it's great, and it looks great. Like the one in Dallas, where I just did it. I premiered it in Dallas, excuse me, and it turned out great. Ladies love that they was able to take something home because, of course, I wasn't selling any merchandise. You know what I mean? Over there, I wasn't doing none of that. All I was doing was, what I'm saying, giving them something that they could take home. you know. And so
Oh yeah.
it got really great. So if there's any woman from Dallas out there, you know, I appreciate the love that way. And the time before that was Mississippi, I believe. And man, that shit was on another level of crazy. But you know, as these shows are getting more, you know, as I'm going to my next shows, I think the promoters has been hearing what's been going on in the industry and making the proper adjustments that needs to be happened. You know, because sometimes it's not on us to have to, you know, like back all the women up for just to walk into the building. You know, it's like, God dang, like you can't get into the building sometimes. So, you know, you gotta have the proper security. So, you know, and then not only that, you know, you gotta give other people respect. You know what I'm saying? Like there's other entertainers that's performing. You know what I'm saying? Don't crowd up me and you know, try to take pictures and selfies knowing there's people that's in this, you know, give everybody the proper respect. You know what I'm saying? So coming to the building, having a great time, but just knowing, hey, chill out a little bit, you know, enjoy the ride. And there's gonna be time for pictures. There's gonna be time for, you know what I'm saying, you know, watching the entertainment and just respect everybody in the building. And that goes to the person to the left, to the right, front, back, around. You feel me? And respect the energy in the building, you know, because it's a lot of women in the building, you know, a lot of energies. And a lot of, you know, different entertainers, you know, and a lot of sexual energy, a lot of frustration, and a lot of whatever, you know. So just, you know, protect yourself.
That's mad true. That's mad true. So we cover from hearing where you from, hearing that you found the perfect lady to help build this wonderful life with, to how you start dancing, to how you did the acting, even your journey on All the Queen's Men. So what are some goals have you set for your acting career and your entertainment? Like what is you trying to accomplish with both of
Definitely Emmy nomination.
them?
Emmy for All the Queen's Men. Emmy and for myself, you know.
Yeah.
Definitely I feel like with the light that I possess, I feel like it's there for me. And that's for me. It will be for me. As far as the Oscar in time, you know,
Yeah.
you know. And I will also see a Grammy. You know, I love music. And I think, you know, and as a Scorpio, if I write it down, the energy that it's going to possess is going to be on another level. Because when I do actually write stuff down, it's just amazing. You know, that's if you are a Scorpio, you know, write everything down. I'm telling you.
I like that. I like that. So like you heard it from him himself. Make sure you shop and get some I Love Bayou Banga, aka Big D merchandise
Get it
from
live.
Big Cartel Bayou Banga.
I can see y'all tiny self in this.
Make sure you book them from
$20.
with Aries
Come on,
Jones.
$20. Come on. Come on, man. Anytime, baby.
Look at the merchandise. So how he say that
Yeah.
is his most favorable moment,
I
seeing the
say
love
what you
and
say, but
support.
you gotta get ready. Y'all do me a favor. Y'all go support me, man. Support the business. Support the brand. You know, because the more y'all support me, the more I can, you know, transfer that energy out into the universe for people that's, you know, need it. You know, because I feel like certain things that we do, you know, and the spiritual items that we make, you know, people need some of those items. You know, if not all people. You know, and you know, because herbs and crystals is, you know, it's real. And it's an energy of life, you know, and we got to respect all forms of life. So, you know, just
That's
remember that,
mad.
you know,
Facts.
we gotta respect all forms of life, you know, because, you know, it's so beautiful. Life is so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's so essential for us. Okay, October Scorpio. Let's see
So we October Libras over here.
that. Okay, okay, okay.
So that was my final question, but now I just want to open the floor up to all the fans since I know they want to probably ask you some questions and
And we
be able to
know.
express themselves. So
But y'all have
please drop y'all comments.
these are the spiritual items that I have on hand that will be coming to the website. They're not even on the website yet. This is what, this is the first one that you see here. We have made, we came together and we put together a concoction of, great energy to attract wealth and abundance, for you. So, it's awesome and it's so beautiful. I just like looking at it. She did a great job. She did a great job, man. I love the golden. We've been finding, that's the thing about starting a business, trying to find something to sell or whatever, and it's not just whatever, but it's something that we really believe in, So now it's like we're moving in our purpose, of helping everyone. You feel me? So the energy is different for when we actually make it. So it's like y'all don't understand. We like this, especially my woman. Like she's so hard behind the product because the energy that she possesses and that I possess, and like I said, time ain't free. So we put our time and energy into it. So, definitely respect it, and show some love, but and thank the ancestors because, the ancestors was the ones that, what I'm saying, definitely was on, another level with, you know, what we were supposed to be doing. And I'm not just meaning like certain ancestors like, like that's living today know, but I feel like in our culture today it needs to be brought in more of a light, you know, for the things the properties of life that helps us. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not just blindly doing everything on our own, you know what I'm saying? There's help out here, you heard me, that's willing to, that's really help our life and not just the physical life, the spiritual life. Because we all have a place to go after this. So, you gotta be spiritually protected. You know, you can't be a lost soul. You gotta know where you go. So, whatever, guide you, whatever religion is, as long as at a higher source, you're gonna go. I pray that everybody get what they get. You feel me? But yep,
appreciate it.
Money. This is the money oil, ladies. So beautiful. Oh my God, I'm waiting.
Like that.
It's so glittery and golden. Oh my God.
We all need some money in our life.
I don't know if you can see the gold, like inside there. It's like golden. Yep.
Money time.
We be doing readings and stuff. What'd you say, love? Oh, you see, I forgot to even smell. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Smell is great too. I forgot to even smell. I'm forgetting to smell sometimes.
They smell delicious. You get all the money manifesting.
This is what I'm gonna be start putting on myself before my shows. Before I get, like this is a secret item for me. So this is mine. You can't have this one. She made this one specifically for me. So y'all can't touch this one. This is mine. But she put her energy into it. You know what I'm saying? Just for me, But we had I don't know where I put the other one. Oh, here you go. But this is the love one. It has all different herbs to attract an abundance of love. I love how it's red. And like I said before, your self journey, your self journey and the self journey of self love is the most important because you can't love no one else until you love yourself.
Facts.
And there's certain energies that that happens in this universe that that affects self and it affects the ego or affects how we feel, the emotions, you know the way that our planets aligned at the time. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if some people may be feeling like, why am I feeling like this one day or whatever? Like, you gotta tap in. Gotta tap in. Gotta tap in. We just had 7 great planets in retrograde. You know what I'm saying? But just remember, we all powerful, and it's all an illusion. And there's a way to fight it, but if you're not aware that it's even happening, you're in trouble. you're in trouble because you're going to take that frustration or that energy, be like, you're going to utilize it in the wrong place instead of releasing it or releasing it properly. It's going to come off to your partner, or it's going to come off to your children, or to your workspace, or to yourself. And a lot of people feel that and feel like, I don't know what's going on with me, so I'm going to separate myself from everyone and be alone. And that's not your purpose here. Your purpose ain't here to be alone. We all got people, you know what I'm saying? We all connected. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, if God was the ocean, we the cup. You know what I'm saying? We drink, we that, we got that glass, you know what I'm saying, of Him. We all connected. So,
And that's real
you
facts.
know,
Your
my
energy.
cup is is my cup only. It's designed for me. You know, your cup is for you, and that whatever's inside of there, it's none of my business. You know, I
I
only
like
want it to
that.
grow. My purpose is to help it grow, to help everyone's cup grow. That's my purpose.
I
That's
like
why I was
that.
in here, to help everyone grow and to heal. You know,
They got a good heart. Like you said, good mindset. They say to make the
see
world a
at the
better
birds at the
place.
bottom of here. Don't drink them. Drink the birds. I'm telling you, they clean your eyes.
Yeah, that's very deep.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
So listen up, all
I say it's
the
over.
viewers
Say
and
that.
the
Say after it's
fans.
over. you know so because that's how you receive anything. It's what you want to give, and then when it goes to affirmation, and if you want something, you have to say that you have it. So all right, is it more wealth, more love? I am in love. I am love.
Oh
You
yeah.
said that you have. So I be forget. I had to get plucked into my head. I think that was last night from the video, because we constantly learning every night. We constantly reading every day, because knowledge is power. And I feel like I'm gonna have plenty of these interviews. In football, I had plenty of interviews. And I feel like having the knowledge and definitely touching on subjects that our culture needs to be heard. Because I feel like a lot with our African culture, has been put aside, and ain't been touched on enough. Because I didn't know about it. I
True.
went to school and they ain't touched. I ain't know nothing, especially about that
They
stuff.
don't teach you.
Spirituality, man. We ain't learning the right things. But you know, hey, that's just what it is. You know, what you gonna do about it? You gonna cry about it, or you gonna find out about it?
Teach yourself.
The problem is not knowing. You're not supposed to know everything. You're not a know-it-all. But once you understand that there's something that you don't know, it's your job to, you know, want to know it.
That,
Want to know
that's
it.
true.
That's the key. It's like wanting to know about it. Don't, it's not oblivious. It's there. You know, as
Oh
much as
yeah,
negative
that's
is there,
really true.
as much as the light is there. It's there. Whether you acknowledge it, acknowledge the negative energy is there. You know, you can't be
Yeah.
fearful of shit. You can't. And that's one thing I had to, understand. Eliminate fear.
I
Eliminate
see, like you say, you very, like you say, positive in your vibe and the way you talk. It is very uplifting. And like I said, I love the way, like you say, you think and try to, like you say, uplift and build and share and help, like you say, and support instead, like you say, be thinking about, oh, like say the next person or worrying about trying to bring people down. So like you say,
it's not good
knowledge
energy.
is power.
It's not good energy. And
Exactly.
that's we've been learning about the 48 laws of power. And paying attention to the different energies that's out there. Because we can always get better. And don't, I think what a lot of people have problem with is taking accountability, you know, because,
That's
having room to grow, we have to grow. You don't know it all. We all don't know it all. And when you don't know it, it's okay. You know, I'm not expecting you to know, but just Acknowledge that you don't know it. You know,
Yeah.
keep it real. Keep it 100. Oh shit, I didn't know it. All right. Well, this is what it is, and that's how conversations understand. We all have to have an understanding of whatever, you know, and be great listeners.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So I see the comments rolling in. So I probably, like I say, at the moment, want to open the floor so you can respond to some of the fans. So please drop the comments or your questions, but just be aware he cannot disclose of the
So I
stuff
didn't know
regarding the show.
so it
So
is what it is.
nothing about what's happening or what's going to happen or when the next season is going to air. So just keep that in mind when y'all drop y'all comments and your question.
Yeah, take
Like,
accountability. Right. You know what I'm saying? You got to take full accountability because you know you can't blame nobody else for whenever the outcome is. You can't.
yeah,
You know, can't blame nobody. It's your, you could you got to control the outcome. Sometimes you can't control the outcome, but you control how you handle the outcome. Because sometimes there's
and that's
shit that, like
true.
my old lady made me understand, there's shit that's out here that's going on that you can't control. Like shit that happened inside of your life or my life that that you couldn't control at a certain age or a certain time of your point. That you looking back like, damn, I'm having trauma from this. You know, but how you have to acknowledge what that trauma is in order to understand what's going on with you now. You can't, don't run away from it. You know, can't.
I see. I see.
And like my old lady just said, she has a good witch doctor for y'all. A good doctor that can help understand. If you're going through something.
Oh,
If
I
you're
like
going through
that. I
any
like
type of
that.
trauma, and you're going through anything that from a trauma that happened into your childhood, you know, that you didn't have no control over, you know, and you need someone to talk to, we got people to talk to. For sure, hit me up in the DM or
Yeah.
hit up. Matter of fact, hit up the spiritual page. It's called Soul Birds Spiritual Gifts. Soul Birds Spiritual Gifts on Instagram, and we have a Facebook too. But that's our Facebook. That's our Instagram. Soul Bird Spiritual Gifts. Soul Bird is BIRD. One, it's not birds with an S. The S is for spiritual. So, you know. But definitely, I can type it in the comments. I'll be forgetting that. I'll be having to be hip on technology sometime too. So, bird.
Let me see.
Sure. Oh, there you go. It's on my thing right there. I think I can pin it too. IMG.
You said sober spiritual gift.
Huh?
I say sober spiritual gift.
It's stuck.
Try to put it in the comment.
I put
Make
it.
sure you're
There you
right.
go.
Also, bird spiritual gifts.
I'm trying to. Dang, I don't know how to pin it, but oh yeah, I think it's on yours. That's why. But that's what it is.
Let me see if I
That's
can.
my IG. You know, and Bayou Banga _2 is my Instagram, and in the link there's a bio for my big cartel. You know, if you would like to purchase one of these beautiful T-shirts, and guess what? I got some shit coming. I got some. Hey, we always working. So definitely, continue to build. That's another thing. Now that I got the website, I can continue to see ways to help it build. So my mind is always going now because I love being creative. So, trying to, not only be creative but be professional, you know, have a sense of professionalism, making sure all my T's and I's are dotted and crossed, you know what I'm saying? So, and I'm building my team, like my old lady just said not too long ago. We're building our team. So, I found my tribe, I feel. I just building on my tribe, adding on, because I tried to add
Okay.
on, and that's been a tough thing for me, you know, to add, to the team, because certain people wasn't what I thought. And I lost a lot of, people in the way. Since then, I've learned a lot from having the status, having the money. You know, I understand a lot of, lessons that I had to understand from having the type of money I had, I had, and the energy that I possess at now, that I understand, certain things that happen to me and to my, so, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for to have the mindset and to have the patience that I have in order to understand the lessons that I have had. You know what I'm saying? What questions? She said none of the questions are being answered. What question? None that you call your woman your old lady. Respect. It's just a southern thing. Louisiana thing, probably. I would love to call her my wife. I would love to. Where can we buy the oil? Well, the oil is not out yet, so we will put it out tomorrow. I had to go. I gotta go shoot it. So I gotta. We've been creating a lot of content and growing a business is creating that content. So we've been creating the content. Now we just made them. So tomorrow, well, dang, hold on. I leave to Indiana tomorrow. Shit. In the morning? Did you check me in? They cancel what? Stop it. How long ago you texted? Look, retrograde. Severe weather. My whole flight got canceled for tomorrow.
Wow.
I'm supposed to have a 5 a.m. flight tomorrow. But in a few hours. That's Mercury retrograde. Look at that. He said he's trying to find a flight. It's a packed house in Indiana. So, I don't know. They got, hey, figure it out. I know he's going to find it, because guess what? I know it's going to be, I ain't going to speak on it, but, we'll keep it positive. He going to find one. He know what's up. He going to find one. She naked. No. Huh? Yeah, I don't see no questions like that. Then like when they pop up, it leaves. Somebody says, thank you, Nikki. Yeah. I was waiting on the questions. I did a mega bus before, but I ain't doing no mega bus. You gotta fly me on. I ain't doing it. I have a problem. I ain't doing mega bus anymore. I did it though. I was doing mega bus when did I do mega bus? I was doing it for something. For acting. No. Yeah, I think I was coming to Atlanta, back and forth from Atlanta on a mega bus when I was on safety. No, I had a car. I drove out there. No, the first, I don't know, I can't remember, but don't judge me. Don't be judging me, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's Facebook Live, So, I'm just laid back. I'm just chilling, having a good time. With lady smiling over here. I ain't seen a smile yet. I've just been seeing eyes this whole time, but it's cool. There you go. Y'all give it up for the ladies. Smile. Come on, give it up for the ladies in the middle. Come on, wait. Let me see some hearts. Let me see some hearts for ladies. Smile on the camera. Come on, give me some hearts. Where the hearts at? There's a light.
Thank you.
See no hearts, man. Y'all that she done got me here on this beautiful Friday. There's some hearts. There we go. Aries, I seen that heart. I seen your photo.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, I see y'all. All right. So oh shit. Oh yeah, no. But I'm hot. But anyway, yeah. So some love to her, man, for coming to the bottom, getting me from out the bottom. She, I was not expecting to do no interview, and You know, I always try to, make the best of every opportunity. So, and I try to maximize every opportunity. So if I was going to take my time here, you see how it's coming. So, I'm always trying to, definitely. Oh, I'm sorry. Did somebody ask some purchase big question? Thank you, Sparky. Where can you find the search check? Oh yeah, she done wrote it. Man, look at that boy. She nice. Sparkette Turner. Yeah, Miss Turner. Thank you. Do you have a brother? Yeah, I have two brothers, and I have
Ooh.
I have two brothers. I have an older brother, and I have a younger brother. I'm the middle of the brothers. They are very single. Yeah. Very single.
Lady.
So y'all go shoot y'all shot. You know what I'm saying? You know, my younger brother, he is on TikTok, J Rock with it. He's a streamer, gamer. You know, my older brother, he's into music. He's a rapper. Into music. So definitely go check him out. Check out my page. They on there. So I think my older brother 29, my younger brother 22, 23. Yeah. Yeah, if you see him out, just go get him. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because the whole house gonna be upset. Because I don't need no niggas getting jealous over my security or if I bring them in the show. Niggas be getting jealous and insecure. I don't know. You know how niggas be at the shows. I gotta be careful about who I bring in.
You say you gotta be careful.
Boy, I didn't dance for a woman at 100. I'm telling you. She might have been 100. I think she was 100. I swear they had the 100 balloons. I thought this boy, baby, man, you need to get out of here. You might have a heart attack from this dick. I mean, from that shit. God damn.
So what I think, somebody asked you what they
These are
asked.
mojo bags, ladies. These are mojo bags. Which one is it? Oh, this is for that. It's Hi John? Oh, but this is like, my old lady made this one for someone special, for a court case, So if you having some type of problems in the court case or legal, situation, issues or, need some energy, she has made you something. A beautiful bag, and this shit is real.
Ooh.
It does smell good. It does. But then which one is this? Ooh, look at that money. Ooh, that cool. She did that. Look at the little key. She been getting all fancy. Look at her with the little key. Look at her. Look at her, y'all. Oh, I'm so proud. She's doing so good. But look at this. But you see some of these stones in here excuse me, are extremely powerful. I think this is a jasper, green jasper. Oh no, that's a malachite. Oh, if y'all look that up, y'all know that's a real expensive crystal. I ain't gonna say what this is. I don't want to say all of the things in there, but that's a high giant root. That's just pyrite right there. You know what I'm saying? Huh? That's a petition right there. Oh, you rolled it up in $1. So you set an attention for this is yours. Oh, this is hers. But she put the intention wrapped up and she wrapped the names. Come on with it. Come on with it, man. Come on with it, man. Boy, she in there. Boy, I love it. It's so fire. You know what I'm saying? And putting them fire intentions on there. Come on with it, man. Stop playing with her. I love the pyrite too. I love pyrite. But
So where do you buy her stuff from? Like how do people say how can you get some of them like her stuff?
Yeah, we make it. Check out our
like where the website?
Soulbird Spiritual Gifts.
Oh, okay, you did post
That's the website, okay. But certain things are not on the website just yet. We just made these, so we in the mix. You know what I'm saying? But I have some other things. Right now we are selling love jars. Matter of fact, I get a few of them. Hold on. I'm coming.
Oh, that's nice. They got a lot of stuff. So they got the Soul Bird Spiritual Gift, Big Cartel, Bayou Banga to get his merchandise. So they definitely out here grinding. They got the good vibes, the good energy, the oils to the bags with
So
the
these are
stones.
mine. Show y'all a few of them. This is one that she made, that we made. It's actually crystallized, but
Oh,
I set my intentions on it. This one has already have sealed tight with a candle. I sealed this one. I put the intentions on it, did some candle work on it.
that's pretty cool.
Yep, basically a ritual in a jar. And then, ooh, look at this money jar. Oh my
That's
goodness.
what I need.
Oh my God. If you feel like you're at a blockage of your business, if you feel like you're at a blockage and you're not as in a good relationship with money or with wealth, these are definitely great tools to bring in abundance. And the more, the bigger they are, the more energy is inside. And as you see how big the one I
Mm,
got. I made sure I got the biggest
that
box.
was big.
I need the biggest box with that big. But anyway, it's but it's all about the intentions, and a little small one would be just as fine for you to utilize and to do the ritual work you need to do. And it's meant for us. And it's peace.
Spiritual.
A lot of people are always saying, trying to make it seem what it's not, and make it seem more than what it is. You got any chains? You said one of the chains. What about the necklace? I think I don't I have one in my bag, one of my necklaces. But these has been crystallized. But these are the love jars. They crystallized.
I
But we also sell those.
like
Those are
them.
on the website now. I believe these are like 22, $22 for and there's certain energy crystals and all type of things, and it looks great when it's like flowing. Oh, she got it. So these are the all gold spiritual chains and necklaces that we have. So this is the money right here.
I like that.
That
Yes.
money go crazy. So this is the gold edition. This is the all gold edition. And it's sealed tight. The reason I like it because it's very sturdy. That's why I would suggest to get the gold one, the sturdy one. But we also have one that is with. This is the love. Would you say love? This is the love one.
That's pretty cool.
And so as you see, the tops are different. So this one is a little bit more fragile than this one, but it has been sealed tight and glued tight. But I just like this one because and you can also, I believe you can. My old lady been taking showers in hers, so you know, it doesn't really fade away like that because I believe if it's not all the way gold, it's painted gold, stainless, gold plated. That's what it is. Not straight gold. I ain't selling nothing that's $400-500, man. This something energy, man. It's get energy. But definitely go ahead and grab y'all one of them. These are also, this is up. Now look, these are the new love ones that I love. It's the little heart shaped ones. That's why I'm so proud of Aries because she been shopping around and finding the best one, and we go
I
to our
like
different
that.
stores and we go see where we can make our products better, and you know, so yeah, y'all.
So all them are available though.
Yes,
So all the ones you showing right there are available.
yes, those necklaces are all available in those jars. Some of them jars are available. Like the biggest jar, if they want something that's big with enough energy, you just gonna have to pay a little bit more. And then if you are in another state, it another country, there's been women that and people that's been, you know, ordering from out of the country. So if you are out of country, just make sure that you understand that that's heavy. So you have to pay a little bit more for the shipping. But definitely, yeah, Aries is dope. I love my woman. Like she helped me out on my spiritual journey. So that's how we connected. I was on a spiritual journey, and she got me to where I need to be, and now I am who I am because of her, and she fueled the fire that's inside of me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm straight water, and that's my fire. So, you know, together we make she. Okay, Sparky, I see you. Thank you, love. She keep doing that. She says, purchase the big. Okay, I appreciate that.
So
Okay, Marquise.
I know one of the
Mark, I
things,
think Marquise.
what they put. Can you purchase those?
You can purchase them on the website, Sober Spiritual Gifts. That's
So I think I
Marquis.
seen, yeah, Sparky posted it. I try to post some in the comments, but I think I seen another comment since I seen it was Sky and KJ wedding. I guess they asked that you attend the wedding.
No, I didn't. I didn't get an invite.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't get to go, but it was beautiful. I seen it on Instagram. It was very beautiful. Congratulations to them.
Yeah, I seen that
I
too.
definitely got inspired. I always get inspired. I love beautiful things. You know what I'm saying? And I show respect. You know what I'm saying? Even if I don't, get invited or whatever, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't know dude like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know him like that. I mean, we act together, but definitely kudos to him and his woman. So,
I
we
see.
talk multiple times. Yeah, we talk multiple times. Good dude. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Sky.
So since I know like you say, a lot of you guys from the show actually are dancers.
Fire Red. Fire Red. Christian Coates. I hear him too,
So did you ever collaborate with anyone on the show, like, outside, like y'all booked together to do any entertainment? I think I can't hear you.
You can hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now. I can hear you. Cause it, no, I think you pushed something. It's on mute. Let me see. Like push your speaker. So he probably about to come back in since his phone went on mute. Let me bring him back in. Oh, there you go.
Man, I've been looking for that. That's the other clippers I've been looking for the dog. It was
Hey, Sparky.
not yet. I had. He's good. You can't use it now. Why? What you doing with it?
So drop y'all questions.
I know. I was talking.
What else y'all want to know?
Sorry about that. What you were saying?
Oh no, I was just saying, since you mentioned a lot of y'all are actual dancers from All the Queen's Men, I was wondering, did y'all, any of you, like, collaborate to do an event or perform
It's in
with
a
each
mix.
other?
It's in a mix.
Oh,
It's in the mix. We all
that'd
trying to
be
get something
nice.
put together, but we have performed at other shows, a few of us, outside of the show, together. But we haven't put it together, ourselves. It was more for someone else's show, you know. So
Oh, that'd
yeah,
be
because there's
cool.
certain people that that don't want to be, that's not dancing anymore, and that don't want to dance and just stick it to, acting and music. There's certain people that don't want to move that way. You know what I'm saying? But I love the movement that I've been moving like. So, I think that the way I'm moving can inspire a lot. So
Yes,
definitely it's good
most
that the light
definitely.
is in my way at this point in my life. I'm actually, excited. That the light, that I'm ready. I stay ready. Just like for this interview, I'll be ready. You know what I'm saying? Because I quiz myself constantly. Every day I quiz myself of interview questions. Like, like I feel like there's no, I'm just ready. I don't know. Just like I said, I was ready for, like filming. Like, I'm just, I'm just preparing myself. Like, and just so like, even like physically, I work out every day. You know what I'm saying? I work my mind out every day. I work my spiritual mind every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm focusing on my chakras and grounding myself every day and staying aware of my wellness every day, and I'm not stopping, and I'm understanding that what's meant for me is for me. It's
Okay,
definitely by
that's good.
11. I'm definitely having so Christian coach just said something, I haven't told nobody yet, so this is going to be the first time I'm pretty much saying it, but I am throwing a show. I'm throwing a show. I'm throwing my first event, you know. Uh,
Oh,
I'm putting it together. I'm trying to do it in November for my birthday, 11/11. I want to do it
okay.
on 11/11. So, ladies, if you're interested, possibly, I guess, hit me up in the DMs or something, and I can, just, I don't know, you ain't even got to reach out yet, but I'm going to just stay tuned to my page and my information for when I do come out with it. I'm still in the mix of finding the right venue. Like, I've been venue hopping, and me and my team have been, trying to find out the best place, but, we're still in the mix because, I really want it to be real professional, and I want it to be up class and upscale. And I feel like a lot of places in Baton Rouge is not upscale and not professional. It's very ratchet, but you just got to, still got to have love for it. So, and I respect Baton Rouge. So, just keeping it 100. But Baton Rouge, I'm trying to keep it in Louisiana. Like I can bring, I'm gonna bring a show, my birthday
Yeah.
show possibly to other places as well. But I gotta, start off in that BR. I got to. I gotta do it. Because if I go to Atlanta, it's gonna bust. I know that. I know it's gonna pop in Atlanta. I get it. It's gonna. I'm a triple fly if I do it in Atlanta. It's gonna
True.
also triple fly if I do it in Dallas. In Texas. Texas, man, I get so much love, especially from all the Queens men. Being that Big B, it's Texas bred.
Oh,
So I know a lot about Dallas that I didn't know. And then a lot of people don't know that most people from Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans went to Dallas and went to Texas. And a lot of reasons why Texas is so bad is because, it's a conspiracy theory that, because of that, it was kind of intentional in the state's, perspective, of our people because of the violence that was going on in the city of New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? And I knew people that
yeah.
were stuck there, and seen the bodies floating and seen what was going on from what, the government was saying. You hear me? So, that's all, I ain't gonna speak too much. I'm speaking kind of at a broad state because, you never know who's watching and who's listening. So, but if you understand what I'm
That's
saying,
true.
you get
That's
it. You know
true.
what I'm saying? Like during that time, a lot of people went to the city of Dallas or the city of Houston or parts of, Dallas. I mean, parts of Texas because they got pushed out from Hurricane Katrina. But definitely, ladies, I'm trying to bring it down here in Louisiana, 11/11. Definitely stay tuned. I'm gonna try to have something going on. It's gonna be dope. All I know is once I put it together, it's gonna be dope, and I've already seen it in my mind. And I've been talking about it long enough. I feel like I gotta put it together. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Definitely good time. She said, I saw you perform personally. I was at one of the shows in Beaumont, Texas at a hotel, and it was my first time, and I enjoyed it. Wow. See, like you never know who watching in Beaumont, Texas. Like I don't remember that. I don't know who that was.
It's good.
So I just try and I always try to move. Right. Definitely got to start at home first, right, Christian Coates? Dang, Dream and I will be in Jamaica 11/11. Oh, Shalia, shout out to the fam, man. That's good family out there in Dallas, man. Shout out to her, man. It's our fam now. Outside Dallas fam. Well, with that, we'll do a B-Day tour. Yeah, that's what Aries was saying. Do a B-Day tour, and hit up. But it's the thing is, it's like I guess I gotta kind of talk to these certain promoters because I don't like being devalued. That's why I'm about to start. That's why it's probably gonna end up me doing my own shows or do it. From you never know. I just feel like I know my worth at this point. And I've been in the game, long enough to understand my worth. I didn't understand it at first. I had other people tell me my worth, tell me what I can do in this game and the way I run it. So I just been listening. I've been listening heavy to everyone, especially to the OGs. And, I respect all the OGs in the game that gave me good game, I'll try to give me some type of good game, even in the acting industry, you got a lot of OGs that try to give me some good game or try to give me good game or try to give me game period. And you never know if it's some people have hating energy or what type of energy, is it really is, manipulation, you never know. So I just keep it positive. I keep it positive because you would never know, because if you go off of what somebody tell you, you're going to be going forever trying to think about what it is.
That's true. That's true. And I hear you say, like I say, you got a strong team and you've been, like you say, working with a lot of people on this journey to get where you at. And I looking at the comments, is you open to, like you say, bring people to your
I said, know
team? I
your
see
worth.
people
Oh, I'm
about
sorry. Go ahead. I'm
hair.
listening. I'm
Oh, you
listening.
fine. You fine. I was just saying, is your team looking for new people to join? I see they say they do hair or do clothing or
Right. So since
marketing.
you
So
are
is
a
you looking
vendor,
open?
if you would like to possibly come to my event and set up your vending, we can possibly talk about it, because, like I said, I'm trying to spread the love, and also help other people grow their brands inside, connected with my brands. And I think that's a big reason why I'm always, in abundance because of the things that I'm bringing. So, yeah, but somebody asked me something, what kind of music I listen to. I like, energy. I'm all about the energy of the music. Aries has put me on with the words. Me, I just go off of energy. I just go off of sometimes the beats and sometimes, so when she sit me down and help me sit down and listen to the music, so I'm like, ooh, that's what they saying. Okay, I can vibe deeper now. Okay, so with music, I think I just got to do a better job of just staying silent and just listening. Do a better job of listening, so I can, and it helps my dancing. When I understand, because now I'm not just dancing freely off of just beats and like the energy that I possess. Now I'm dancing to certain words and doing certain things that's inside of my music that because I know the music, and so now I'm telling a story. And I think it's big on the entertainment perspective when going, if there's any, you know young entertainers, or if there's any ladies that's, thinking about joining the entertainment industry, you know what I'm saying? You know, them nerves, you know what I'm saying? Getting past those nerves and just, you know, being in love with yourself and go and do it. Just do it.
Real facts,
You
real
can do it. You
facts.
know what I'm saying? You can do it. It's all about how you move. You know what I'm saying? All money, I ain't gonna say all money ain't good money, but all money ain't good money, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta move for certain money. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta turn down some money, especially the money that possibly is gonna devalue you or devalue your brand. You know, because you'll do something, especially that the shit that you did possibly will create trauma for you as well. Because the shit, I knew there's plenty of times that shit could have went left from certain decisions that I made at the beginning, blind decisions. That's why I'm happy that she was there to help me not make those fucking decisions. You know what I'm saying? Because she been through it. My old lady been through the game. You know,
Oh yeah.
been through it. So why not listen? And me, she knows out of all people, I'm all about a person like, I gotta see it to believe it almost, instead of
Oh.
believing ahead of time. But not that's how I was. I gotta see it to believe it. If it's not in my face, like I gotta go do it for myself to understand what you talking about. Because what you talking about don't resonate to me at this point. You feel me? So, but I try to find a balance because I don't like feeling she constricted in all the way. I like to be free in a certain way, but I also don't want to be too free. You know what I'm saying? So we find a balance. So we find a great balance into how I want to move and who I want to be portrayed as. Who Bayou Banga is, who are. I don't really have too much control over how Big D is perceived. All of the comments about about that character, about what's going on. I'm not going to talk about it as far as the cops, and you know what I'm saying. I ain't gonna talk about it too much because there's so much that's going on in the show, and that like I don't want to say nothing and get me fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just I get excited
Yeah.
when it comes to the show because it's so fire.
What they say? Oh, like what type of food you like? I think somebody said what you like to eat. What's your favorite food?
Well, my favorite food. Dang, that's a deep question. Favorite food, you know. Favorite food. Like I know I love so much food. I know, like and me, like lately we've been on like a not eating favorite food type, but what's best for our wellness. So we've been kind of be aware of what we eat. So yeah, we've been high on like somebody said gumbo. I love gumbo too. I love it. It still hit me, man, and that's a question that I always. Because somebody said chicken. Because it's funny. Everybody say you are what you eat, but everybody eat chicken. So I guess we're a bunch of chickens running around this motherfucker, clucking and shit.
Say chicken,
Everybody eat chicken,
definitely.
so I guess everybody a bunch of chickens around here. Shit, 27. I'm
So I
27.
think another, since I know you say Mardi Gras and how you experience it. So have you ever been on your own float or think about being a part of the Mardi
The
Gras?
first float I ever been on, it was a hurricane.
Oh,
It was a hurricane, and we bought all the stuff. Man, I was so excited. Man, we was all lit.
man.
We was like, oh, we gonna be on a float this year. We done bought the beads. We done had all the stuffed animals, all the trinkets, and it wanna rain. Bro, we was hot.
Dang.
It was something called for the Lulin Parade. It was called for the Lulin Parade down in Louisiana. That's about 10, 15 minutes from where I live at. That's in St. Charles Parish. You know what I'm saying? It's more at the
Um,
bottom too. One of those cities that's about 25 minutes from New Orleans. But Lulin Parade, there's different days. That's the thing about Mardi Gras. It's not just one day. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's parades that's happening a month prior to Mardi Gras. So it's something every week. So you got to be watching. There's parade trackers. You know what I'm saying? So you got to pay attention to apps, that parade track and where they at, and it show you like you can go on your phone, you get on your app. I think it's a parade tracker. It's like a purple icon, but you know you go down there and they show you where all the parades at, and you just go over there. The only thing is sometimes they don't show you they show you what the route is. They show you what the route of the parades. You know, and one thing I do love about New Orleans, and one thing I love about Louisiana, like I said before, is the culture. But it's like every weekend, it's always something to do. It is. Like
See.
it's not a festival. It's so much going on. And then we always going to haunted museums, like, and we going through like different haunted tours, like different graveyard tours. We do it all. We do carriage
I like
rides.
that.
Anytime, we go get some beignets, sit by the water, down on the Jackson Square. Go looking at some art. Go, people out there reading poems and playing some good music and just vibing and it's been getting real well. Now Bourbon Street, that's a whole nother thing. You know what I'm saying? Bourbon Street, it go down.
That's what.
I haven't been to Bourbon Street since probably high school. Probably no, since 2017, 16. I haven't been to Bourbon Street in a long time, but that's where I grew up, though. Bourbon Street. That taught me a lot. Bourbon Street, because there's so much energy down there that so many situations that happen that you can't control, and you got to be able to watch your back because there's energy on both sides of you, all around you. I got my keys and my phone pickpocketed like 3 times out there.
Dang.
Yeah, I didn't got it been so many bodies I didn't see like laying on side of me out there from getting shot.
Dang.
Like, it's crazy. Like my own brother, you heard me, they shoot out there. My cousin run. My brother's behind my cousin and I'm behind my brother. And this nigga didn't run into a horse. Yeah, he tripping. This nigga ran into a big ass horse, bro. And I tell this to everybody, dog. This nigga was a stiff. His whole body was like a board, like a 2x4. Man, that bitch got stiff. Boy, that nigga hit, and he talking about the horse kicked me. Boy, that horse didn't kick you. Boy, you ran into that horse. Boy, that horse is big and that horse was strong. Boy, you got to stood your ass up. Boy, you wanna try to, yeah, you wanna try to like downplay all that horse that hit me with the. I was right behind you, bro. And I be telling them all the time, you hear me, son, I seen you, son. You ran that bit hit like the neck. He hit like right there.
That's crazy.
And then there was a time, like I said, I got my phone stolen one night. It's Mardi Gras, and I got nothing but the numbers in my phone. I'm happy. I said I got buku numbers in my phone. It's a good night, but I parked somewhere I don't know, and the GPS is in my phone. Man, I did not know we parked. Man, when I tell you, we was looking for that car for about 4 hours. We found it.
Dang.
I found it.
That's a long
I found
time.
it though. I found it. I don't know where I parked it. The GPS was in my phone in the location, and I didn't know where I parked it. Somebody pickpocketed me because I put my phone in my back pocket for 1 second. And they do that bump tough. So I got I learned that early. Never put your shit in your back pocket. So if y'all go to Louisiana, don't put nothing in your back pocket. I'm telling you, don't put nothing in your back pocket. It happened to me at time, and I done got my shit stolen a few times, right? Like the last time it got stolen, I think in whatever. Like I think it was 2017 or whatever. Like it was just like, bro, like I already knew it was going. Like, yeah. And it was inside of a club when they got me. I was dancing on a girl, and there was a couple in there spotting people, and black couple, and I started dancing, and they bumped me. I felt them bump me, but I was in mid-stroke, trying to get it in, cut up, not notice, and then when I finished dancing, I tapped my back, wasn't there. Shit. Got me. Try to go find the ass. Couldn't find it. But I'm like, bro, like I ain't even had that good of a phone. I ain't never been the type of person that had a good phone. You know what I'm saying? I always had the regular phone or whatever. You know what I mean? But got me. But they be stealing shit out there, and like they be having some, just with it, all type of stuff. But go have your little hand grenade, a little daiquiri, have a good time. Definitely a place to go. Go take a boat ride on the Natchez. You know what I'm saying? I took her on the Natchez, on a Queen little boat ride out there. They serve dinner for you. It's a little cruise, like they leave the dock and come back.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
She said, man, like regular phone. Yeah, I told her. She said my old lady said they got ghost tours. Like, yeah.
Oh, wow. See, I know ghost tour.
You not doing it? You afraid?
I don't know. I always, like you said, I like to explore and experience. So I'll be down because I remember because my friend's son used to go to LSU and she like, yeah, come down here because they was like to see the plantations. Cause she like they got tours of the plantation or other stuff, and I'm like, that'd be pretty cool, like you say, to see, like you say, history or certain stuff
Yeah.
that's not up here.
Yeah, it gotta be protected. I don't. With those. My old lady want to be going to those. The what you call them? The man. What you call them? Plantations. I'm not the biggest. Um, just because of what happened. All the. I don't. And she want to feel the energy. I just feel like. Like I don't know. I don't want to say glorifying, but glorifying. I don't know, like, it's like, how would you feel if your mama got home and then, you in the same building that your mama got home, you showing the world of what she got hung at. You know what I'm saying? And then, I don't know. It's all.
Mm,
Yeah, feeling the energy of what your ancestors been through. That's what Aries should say.
I say,
I
yeah.
get it. They did pave the way. Right, so that's why I feel like we should burn that motherfucker down. That's how I feel. That's just my perspective. I get what you're saying, like, because I just feel like it's like a torture chamber. You know what I'm saying? Like most of those places had torture chambers. You know, so it's just like, man, so many, just like those slave ships. Like, how they was, man. Look, and they had their whole flesh on that floor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. I mean, I just, if you make a museum out of this, I don't know. You can't stop it. You get it. Yeah, it's a touchy subject because we did just get out of oppression.
They saying.
She said, I hate the role you playing. Don't do that. Don't do that. She right next to him in the comments. Love their love. Oh, yeah, she stay in the comments. She stay in the comments. I need She stay in the comments.
I think, let me see what else they probably said. Um, I think somebody had a football question. Like, what football team you like? And do you think about doing anything like movie wise in football?
That's another goal of mine, to play as a football player, or any sports player in the movie. That's another goal, because I love sports so much, and I've been playing sports since 5 years old, you know. So I'm really good at it. That's something that, like, that's why I don't really, right now I don't really play too much sports anymore, because I'm so good at them. I'm trying to focus on other things that I'm not as good as, I've been there, done that with the football, basketball, baseball, track, you know, and it served me great purpose, and it led me here today for sure. I got a college degree out of it. You know, my career was, you know, or somebody said, would you coach your team? You know, I've been asked to coach plenty of times. You know, my community college that I went to in California, you know, my my safeties coach had became the defensive coordinator, and he asked me to come out there. Like he was like, man, come out here and be my safeties coach, man. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I was low key still pushing. So, you know, I actually back in 2022, 2021, I actually played, you know, on a professional level. I played on TV. It was called for the Spring League.
Wow.
Yeah. Aries got to witness it. It was 2021, I believe. 2021. It was called the Spring League. I played for the Sea Lions. You know, they called me. My agent hit me up. My football agent hit me up after 2-3 years. You know, I haven't played football in a while. You know, I've been focusing on dancing and acting. You know, I haven't played. You know, so she called me. She was like, "You still want to play?" I said, "Shit, what's up?" She said, "Shit, I just put you in the draft, and they drafted you." So I'm like, she said, "You leave in 10 days." I told her 10 days. You serious? So man,
Yeah.
you know, and you know, they didn't really pay me to be out there, but they provide. It was in Houston, or was that was Houston, downtown Houston. I stayed, and you know, they gave us, you know, food. They paid us house. I mean, room and board. Um, provided transportation and stuff like that. But it was really a place where, you know, the NFL, CFL can come in and grab it. You know, and then the XFL was coming out. You know, but you know, during that time, man, because it was 10 days, I didn't do any running. You know, prior to that, you know, I wasn't ready, but I got the call, so I went. And the first day of practice, I pulled my hamstring.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that junk hurt. That junk really hurt.
Pulled
Because
my
I
hamstring.
used to play softball. And I didn't stretch and like you say ran to a base and like you say pull my like you said that's the
Yeah.
that junk do hurt.
But you know, I think this was one of the first biggest times of my life to call on spirit.
Oh.
I got down on my knees and I did some candle work and talked to my ancestors, you know, to get me through it. And you know, they had cut me from the team, so they had me out there. Yeah, they cut me because I got hurt, but they still had me out there. They had me out there for like 2 days, like just in the hotel. So okay, they cut me. So I'm like, yeah, I've just been sitting here eating for free. You know, I was chilling. You know, it was, you know, I could have been there the whole time. But I'm like, man, I got a family. I got my, you know, I'm trying to see what it is. So I went up to his room. I knocked on his door. I said, Coach, you know what it is? Like, they got me sitting here. You know, he told me that they put me in a portal and, you know, see if any teams out there wanted to pick me up. But no team wanted to pick me up because I was hurt. And it's only like an 8-week league to get us to the next level. So that's why they was making cuts because they had to bring another safety in to fill my position. You know, and I think we only had 3-4 safeties. So, you know, that's why they cut me. But then when I went to them, I told him I've been sitting. What I'm doing. He said, "Oh, well, you can go home." I said, "Well, coach, you know, I told him, you know, if you would have let me, you know, I really didn't pull it. I told him, but I was lying. I told him, you know, I didn't really pull it. You know, I really like just tweaked it. I thought it was bad. I've been running every day. I told him, lying. I told him, I've been running. I've been grinding, coach. Like, if I'm healthy, if y'all would have just gave me an opportunity, you know, because, you know, they didn't cut me instantaneously. They cut me a few days after, like almost a week after. It was a weekend because, you know, I missed the first game, you know.
Oh,
I missed
wow.
the first game, and then the week after that is when he cut me.
That's
And
messed up.
so I lied to him, and I told him that, you know, this is, you know, I've been grinding, I've been running, He said, "You been running?" I said, "Hell yeah, you can play." He said, "Yeah, I can play. Hold on." And he closed his door. I'm like, "What the fuck? What did I done say?" He said, he opened the door. He said, "Meet me in a practice. Meet me in the front in 10 minutes."
Oh, shoot.
I'm like, "Fuck, damn." So him and the defensive coordinator was gonna meet me in they had a field right in front of the downtown Houston. It's like a big old, it's a nice, beautiful park, right by the Minute Maid Stadium. So I was like, "All right, see you there." So man, I ain't ran. I really fucked up my hamstring because I ain't been running, especially not full speed. So I went and talked to my ancestors, do some deep, spiritual work, and I went out there and I went through the workout and I got through it. And after the end of the workout, he asked me a question. He said, "He was hurting, huh?" I told him, "Yeah, I was." But he said, "All right." So he said, They said, "Give us a few minutes, and we're gonna let you know our decision if we're gonna keep you or not." Okay. So I sat over there. Okay, you know. So they brought me over there. They said, "Come in." They said, "Unfortunately, we're gonna let you go, but we commend you, for you know doing it." I said, "Coach, man, the fact that y'all gave me an opportunity just to show y'all, if I could run, because I really didn't know if I could run." I told him, I just, I took a gamble, and he said, and then they was like, "Yeah, we understand." No, they left in silence. They said, "Man, we bullshit, man. You on the team."
Oh.
Man, they did it just like that. I said, "You serious?" Like, "Man, we was just pulling your leg, man. You looking good out there. You looked great." He said. I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Man." He's like, "Yeah, just, rest it up. Make sure you do some pool exercises and you come back on the team." I was like, "We need you anyway." I was like, "Fuck, thank God." So, man, I was emotional. I was like, wow. Like, and then, like, not only
Dang.
that, like, he put me, the head coach, he put me in front of the whole team and said, "Look," and he told them what happened. And like the whole team was, what I'm saying, like, congratulating me, and what I'm saying. So it was dope. It was dope. But funny thing is, the next week, I played in the game, ended up hurting the other hamstring.
Wow.
I
So
hurt the
now you
other
got.
hamstring, and then the next week I hurt my groin. I pulled my other groin, and then the last game I ripped my whole quad. I ripped that bitch.
Dang.
I was there. I ripped that mouth, boy. I ripped it. I
So
ripped
you
it.
want playing.
I acknowledge many things. I practice EFA. I honor EFA. I honor it. It's the way of life. I honor it. I dug deep into that ancient root, of my ancestors and my culture. I've been doing root work, focus on my shadow work. So, yeah,
Yeah, that's
beautiful.
facts. That's facts.
Yeah,
So
it's
since I
beautiful.
know we've been going on for a while and you've been asking as many questions and answering a lot, is there any else that you want to share that we might didn't cover in the interview? Like, open the floor to you to add anything
Somebody
you
said,
think
"Was
you
it
want to
you
share.
play?" I think and from that point, yeah, I finished the game, and I started. I don't know how I got through it, but I wanted to finish it. I hate quitting. I don't like. I only quit one thing into my life, one thing.
Mm.
Like one sport. Two. I ain't gonna say that when she like that. But I quit. I quit baseball. I quit baseball my freshman year because I started. I was the only black person on the team, and I was the only black kid on the team, and it was definitely a racist team, and I got racially profiled for certain shit. And then what happened? I was starting, as a freshman. Um, baseball, whatever. And the coach they had prom. They had prom on the same day of one of our games. And me, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't know when our game schedule was. I really didn't. And I had told this female that I'd go to prom with her when she was a senior. Good lady, good female. You know what I'm saying? She asked me, I'm a freshman, so I'm like, for sure, I'll go. So during practice, the coach asks us, anybody going to prom? I said, me. Nobody else said anything. He said, you realize we got a game, huh? I said, no, no, I was like, we do? He said, yeah, and if you go, you never playing again.
What?
And the whole team laughed. So I'm like, oh, okay. And I went. And he was serious. That nigga sat me on a motherfucking bench. And it hurt.
Wow.
He sat me on a bench. And I learned how to juggle. I learned how to juggle because that's what the bench warmers was doing. Learning juggling the baseball. So I learned how to juggle. And, I try to embrace it and try to still prove myself that I can, that I was better than all of them because, them guys was trash, some of them. So, they had one game, we had a doubleheader. You hear me? We had a doubleheader. It was, um, my mama finally came to my first baseball game. So I was like, Mom, I've been sitting on the bench, but I'm telling you, it's a doubleheader. I know you're going to let me play. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no choice. So she came. He didn't play me the first game. He didn't play me the first game. We lost. Came on to the second game, and he put me in for one inning. And nothing happened. I got walked on the base. I caught the ball in outfield. I had to, I had to play outfield, even though all my life I played all infield. But because the visualization of a black athlete, all coaches feel like they should be fast, and if you're not fast, then you ain't got it. So I was faster than the white boys, but I wasn't that fast. You know what I'm saying? So guess where they put me? They put me in the outfield. You know what I'm saying? But I was strong. My strongest position, was on the infield. But he put me in the outfield, and what I'm saying, this game that he let me play, all of a sudden, bam. He took me out the next inning. I took off my jersey. I threw it in his face, and I walked off. I cried. But that's the only two things. That I quit that in my life, and then I quit my last relationship. I quit those two things. Yeah. So, but I ain't never been no quitter, so I don't like to quit anything.
Facts. That's like you say. Can't have that underneath your belt.
Push it. And keep that energy flowing, you hear me? Because it's meant to flow. It ain't meant to sit.
So, what I want to say. So, how, since like I say, you doing the entertainment and on all the Queen's Men, I know your parents or brothers, do they like watch it or no? You be like, oh, don't watch the show. Since I know some family members be like, don't watch it, depending on what show they on. They don't want them to see it.
Well, honestly speaking, I think when because it was going on before they started watching it low key. But when the world started realizing what's going on and talking about it, I think it gave them light up their fire to go watch it. And then they didn't really have the necessary tools at the time neither, but they wasn't utilizing what they did have to watch it. But once they realized what it is, they're watching it nonstop. Wanting to support it at this point. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people didn't understand what was going on at that time. I didn't shot it. And it. We shoot so fast. It's like it's so much to digest. It's so much to digest. But I walk by faith, not by sight. You know what I mean? So, I'm heavily protected, You know what I'm saying? And I was really empowered being able to know what I'm capable
Like
of actually
that,
doing.
like
You know what I'm saying? I can, you know, I am who I believe I am at this point. So now that I know who I am, you know what I'm saying, it's how do I let that energy flow to others and and have my purpose, you know what I'm saying, like fulfilled out to the universe
I like
as a transfer.
that. I like that. So yes, so like I say, make sure you support him by buying his merchandise at Big Cartel Bayou Banga.
With it,
And
y'all.
I know y'all love all the oils and the
Grab
chains.
y'all.
Make sure
Look, I
you
got all the sizes.
support him.
I got all the sizes you need. Bayou Banger. If you love Louisiana, if you love Bayou Banger, if you love Big D from all the Queens Men, then go ahead and tap my link in my bio to go grab one of these T-shirts and show me that you love me. Show me that you're a supporter. Show me that you rock with me. Like, I love people, I love all. That's all I do is love. But I keep it real too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to be my favorite fans. Want to be, oh, I'm a fan. That's cool. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? What's up with the support? What up? Acting is on strike. What's up with the support? You know what I'm saying? So just support the brand. Support the movement. And so I can return that energy that you support me with and return it to the universe. Because, like I said, it's all a flow of energy, and money and wealth is not just supposed to sit and not supposed to harness for yourself. You're supposed to give it, and it will come back and you will receive, because that's the power of karma.
Yes. And like you say, buy the shirts, the oils and the necklaces at Soulbird
You know what I'm saying? This is
Spiritual
mine. This is my
Gifts.
protection. Hold on, let me show y'all that how it go on the skin.
Oh shoot, they said the oils. You got the love, the money, you got something to do, whatever you trying to
Y'all
do.
protection on. You know what I'm saying? Get y'all some
Protection.
oil that y'all can be protected when y'all leave y'all homes. Cause it's very needed, ladies. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of negative energy out here that, is trying to find people and places to attach to. So if you feed into it, it will be coming towards you. But if you release it and if you be well protected into the work, you know what I'm saying, you will get what you intend to have the energy flow for your way.
Yes, yes. So get the oils, get the shirts.
Yeah,
Make
that's
sure
the
you
protection
follow
for
him on all social media. They gave
These
you
are the
the
love jars
booking
that's on the site
information.
as we speak. These are the love jars. This one is crystallized at the point, but you know what I'm saying. Once the thing what I love about it, you know, why not get better spiritually? I don't know. Why we meant to be here. You know your purpose.
Yeah,
You like your spiritual
yes,
purpose.
yes.
For sure. So there's a lot of people that don't understand their spiritual purpose and where they trying to go. They just moving, blindly and with no intentions. They're not planning. So and don't be frustrated if you don't know. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because you only supposed to meant to know what you're supposed to know at that point in time because everything is in alignment.
Oh, I said it's deep, but
The
people need to
divine is
know.
definitely
You
aligned at this exact location for a reason. So give yourself a break. It's written. What's the word for it? It's written. With man on the
right.
alchemist,
Yes,
man.
speaking that knowledge for y'all.
What he said? What's his name? Man, what? Nah, that's not it. Man, we've been reading the Alchemist, and so there's this word that one of the, I don't know if you ever Matter of fact, I think it's right here. You know, we've been reading The Alchemist.
Hmm.
Very good book. To get some, and to make you realize, things that you don't really realize. Like omens. Like things that signs that the universe gives you. And when you pay attention to them and see them more than once, it might be something. You know, and it could be something most likely in a good way. Don't automatically think it's a bad sign. You know, because there's never a bad sign. Because we got to go through some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just how
True.
you handle the shit. You know what I'm saying? We all got a shit. It's just how you handle that shit. You know, and don't complain
You're right.
about it.
You're
You
right.
know what I'm saying? Because what's for you is for you. Just know that as long as you know that you're gonna get through what you go through, shit, you're gonna get through that motherfucker. But this book,
Right.
I say they talk that it's more of a storybook. So, we've been doing a good job of, like, we've been doing like an audio. So we'll go ahead and listen to it. Sometimes we'll get Snoop Dogg to tell us it. We get Snoop Dogg, or they got a good voice that he does a good job of reading it. There's another one on audio book that he does a good, powerful. But we've been kind of reading the 48 Laws of Power as well.
Oh,
The oil is not
it's
on the
a lot
website
of
yet.
knowledge.
The oil isn't on the website yet, or the Mojo bags aren't either. Tomorrow, well, not tomorrow. When I come back tomorrow, I'm going to Indianapolis, and so um, I can do it when I come back. But Aries, she might, find the time, to put it on the website, or to shoot it, and then when I come back, we can put it on the website. But it's gonna be in there soon.
Okay.
Hey,
All like and
I
ready
let
to
it do.
shop with you.
I'm just a vessel, and I just let it flow, and during this time, it's messages that that I probably don't even understand that I'm saying, because I'm just you being as a vessel to speak the word from Him. So I just speak freely, and just be who I am at all times.
Oh, facts. True, true.
Talking about Christian coats, do a little 1-2. What you saying? What you talking about? What y'all talking about? Voodoo. Who said that? Or somebody asked if I did voodoo. You see, there's so many religions, there's so many practices, and my thing is to be open-minded and show respect. And I think a lot of things that, we was forced to think that is not the right thing to believe, especially when it comes to African spirituality and, different African practices that, you know, certain people try to say that it's evil or deceitful or some type of way. So I would say, for all people to just be open minded. Yes, Sparky, be open minded and show respect, acknowledge it, because we all are trying to figure it out, and what I'm saying, we've been all given tools, what I'm saying, and where I'm at is not where you at. I am where I am.
Mhm.
I can't speak on what so I just be open minded. You said,
Facts.
well, just asking what? No offense, just asking.
Yeah, preach,
Yeah,
preach,
asking what do you
preach.
do? Oh, no, it's okay. You can ask. I mean, it's nothing. You never know, and you never know till you ask. It's never a bad question. But I would easily, if I feel like a question isn't towards my well-being, I know how to direct it at this point in my life. Direct that question into something else. Because I don't know it all, and I'm not your preacher right now. I mean, I'm not your preacher. I'm not a preacher. but you know, I'm just going off of perspective and going off of energy, you know, and I feel like the energy that I talk about and the energy that I spread is just, you know, an energy that all people could, you know, be inspired from, because I am inspired from a lot of different other energy as well. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I know what energy I possess. You know, and how strong I am, and how
That's
strong
true.
Yeah, and I be trying to understand other people as well a lot too, because you know I feel like I'm clairsentient, you know, and I because of my energy, and I can feel other people's emotions and how they feel. So even sexual energy, I can feel all of that. I can tell from a mile away.
Um,
It's like smelling blood in the goddamn, you know, water like a shark. You know, that's how energy is. You know, just how smell is. Energy works the
yeah.
same way. Energy is a form of taking it in. You know, breathing it, hearing it, sensing it. You know, my eyes. You know, I have very good vision. You know, so I'm working on my clairvoyancy about what I see. You know, spiritually. You know, because I'm not one to see as of now. You know, but I've been one to not want to see in a way that you know that I'm more ready for to see. So you know, I try to, you know, ask spirit to allow me to see at this point in my life because I'm ready. You know, so I try to focus on my dream state as well. You know, on an astrological standpoint. Yeah, third eye opening. So you know,
Yeah.
because I've been in different, you know, so many situations, and I've taken, you know, certain, you know, herbs to help me see certain things, and like, and from what I've seen is just I got certain answers that, you know, only certain people that's, you know, on the same frequency would understand.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
but it ain't nothing to turn the knob. It ain't nothing to turn the knob to the frequency. I'm telling you, because once you turn the knob to the frequency, dog, I'm telling you, you're gonna stay on that station.
So keep it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I'm telling you, if you hear me, you gonna stay on that station because the
True.
frequency is like the right frequency. You know, but you know, just like a ship, you know what I'm saying? Certain pieces supposed to fly off at certain points of different frequency of the atmosphere. And that's how people, that's how things, that's how money, energy, certain things flow.
Yes, yes, yes. So, like I say, I know we had a wonderful interview with you,
Yeah.
and you very, how you say, made us feel welcome and comfortable. Actually, it got to know you, like you said, and not just Big D that we see on TV. So it
Mm-hmm.
was very, a good experience seeing how spiritual is, and like you say, very uplifting and a positive person, and how you and, like I say, your family journey on with y'all building as a whole. So yeah, I just really want to, like I say, thank all the people that's watching, and
Seven.
hopefully they support you and buy, like I say, your
That's support.
merchandise from your oils, even book you for their events.
Yeah.
I just say I
You know,
really enjoyed and the privilege of interviewing
that
you.
booking line 504-356-1052. You know,
Let me put
you
it
know, it's
back
ringing.
in there.
Speak. So you know, it's constantly ringing. So thank you to the constantly, you know, people that's interested in, you know, vibing out with this energy. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be an energy that you love. I promise. You know, and that you're gonna be able to take with you for the, you know, rest of your life, even if it's for one time. I think you should definitely, you know what I'm saying, do what you can to, you know, check it out. Check me out. Check us out. You know, because, you know, what happened at one show ain't gonna happen at the next one. That's just how I roll. Like, man, we keep it.
Right.
We have so many ideas and so many, you know, things that's rolling. And Christian Coach is one of my, um, um, what you call it, stage coordinators. Um, not stylists, stage coordinators, choreographers. Uh, but she's one of my choreographers that I go to, me and Aries, because she's been through the game as well, and she has an abundance of knowledge that she could drop over to us. That's Kristen Coates. That's it. She's been. I think my old lady said Knox Belvin is in here too. That's my mind. That's a part of my mind in on the team. Yeah, I got it, love. I got choreographer. I found it. The answer came. The answer came. A little late, but the answer came. The answer came. It's not always about where you're going, but it's how you get there. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
But, yep. It's how you get there, man. Pay attention to the journey, because a message in here, man. That's a man. That saying right there is very powerful, because a lot of people have that vision that feels like everything got to be where it got to be in order for you to get to this destination. And if it ain't hitting right there, I'm doing something wrong, or I'm feeling bad about where it's at. So pay attention to, calm down, take your time, be patient, stand 10 toes down, and embrace everything, because you might miss something. You might miss something important. So let it flow, embrace it. Embrace change. Embrace, your vision. Don't be afraid. For sure. But I'm going to be out, peace and blessings to everyone. I appreciate you, Miss Smile,
You're welcome.
for bringing me on the live. Thank you to my woman over there, Aries Jones, for, setting everything up for me to, share my energy, because I ain't gonna lie, I love sharing energy. I love this, I love conversing of energy, especially when it's about love and support. It's about something that, I want to, talk about, and the fact that you're very, your questions were very, the way your questions were designed. Thank you. I can't really talk too much about the show, as much as I want to, but you did a great job. So keep on pushing it your way, and I wish nothing but success for you.
Thank
Keep on going.
you.
I don't know where your vision lies, but you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, see this interview and see where you can get better at, or whatever you need to do, and whatever you need to take it to the next time. Because I see the stuff in the background. I love it. Oh yeah, I love it. I need one of them. Shit, you need to send me one. So, I like the posters, like I like when the promoters make flyers of me and everything. I'll be like, I need it, because I'm in the midst of renovating myself, so I'm making our room, fit the way we like it, with all the gadgets and gadgets. So kind of like, and then I'm looking. We also are looking to move. So in my next house, I'm planning on having a room designated with my accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a lot of accomplishments. I definitely need a room to, show my tribe, and show, that, I came from, the bottom, and this is how it is to make it out of the bottom. Yeah, I had to go certain ways to get there, but look where I am now, and I never thought I would be in this way, but, so, I think it's going to definitely inspire my children and, my tribe, from seeing how I move. And not only my tribe, it's going to inspire a lot of ladies, because, I understand how it is for ladies, and, certain things that y'all go through, but I don't understand everything. I don't. I'm still trying, I don't understand everything. And this one over here give me enough to try to understand. So, I'm going to keep on trying to understand her and get better in our relationship, so that when we pop out, we can be strong, and there's no other energy that can affect us, because, there's a lot of energy out there, that definitely try to possibly, I ain't going to speak on it, but yeah, that I'm going to speak on positive, that give us love.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? If you hear me knocking,
Thank you.
let me. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Peace out,
Thank you for
everyone.
joining.
All right.
So that will conclude the interview with Bayou Banga, aka Big D. So thank y'all for tuning in. Like he said, make sure you follow him on all social media and also follow Area Joe for all his booking. The number was 504-356-1052. So you can definitely hit that line up for any questions and concerns. And if you want a t-shirt, make sure I love Bayou Banga t-shirts on their website, and that is Big Cartel Bayou Banga. And if you love, like they say, the old jars and the necklaces that they were showing, it is so burn spiritual gifts on IG. So make sure you show your love and support, like you say. Book him, shop with him, and just follow him on his journey to success. Until next time. See y'all later. Thanks once again.